Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is a story about what if Godlike Naruto was strongest slayer in high school of death. Before I start, please support for more amazing content, and do consider subscribing to my channel and share this video with your friends. This is written by J3000 and link in description and support writer. Let's start the video. Chapter 1, it begins. A group of people, 3 males and 5 females, ran through the halls of the school. The first student was a boy at the age of 17 carrying a baseball bat. He had an average build and average height. This student was known as Takashi Komuro, a brown-eyed and black-haired young man clad in his black school uniform with a red t-shirt underneath. The next student was carrying a wooden sword. Her name was Siko Byasujima, age 18. She had long, straight, purple hair with a triangular fringe that barely touched the ridge of her nose. She had an athletic body due to her kendo practice, and D-cup breasts. Her best features, though, were her dark blue eyes and supple, cherry blossom pink lips. Running beside her was a boy about 18 years old and standing about 5'9" with an athletic build. He was carrying a Sakabato, reverse blade sword. He has ocean blue eyes with mid-back length blonde hair tied in a thick ponytail. He has 6 scars that look like whiskers, 3 on each cheek. He wore the usual school uniform, but his in particular was red. The next girl was carrying a sharpened mop handle. She has long, light brownish hair with bangs and 2 strands sticking out above the rest of her hair. 17-year-old Rei Miyamoto was good-looking with a slender figure, ample breasts, and whiskey brown eyes. The third girl had long pink, wearing it in 2 ponytails on either side of her head. Her hair also had 2 thin, long bangs at the sides, 2 thin strands of hair over the left side of her forehead, and a spiky, larger portion of hair covering the left side of her forehead. 16-year-old Saya Takagi had fierce orange eyes and a furrowed brow. Next was a tall, blonde, buxom, and very curvaceous woman carrying a bag full of medical supplies. Her physique was most pronounced by her humongous breasts. She had long blonde hair that extended down past her waist. She had hazel-colored eyes. Several of her bangs fell down in front of her face, with 2 bangs coming down at the sides, running all the way down while also framing her face. This was the school nurse, 27-year-old Shizuka Murikawa. Next to her was the oldest of the group. She had reddish-brown hair, which was in a loose ponytail with long strands hanging down in front of each ear. Kyoko Hayashi was a 30-year-old teacher with a full figure, plump lips, and light chocolate-colored eyes covered by glasses. The final member of the group was carrying a nail gun. He was a fairly short, chubby boy. He wearing the standard school uniform, and he had shoulder-length dark hair with bangs reaching down from the side of his temples, stretching outwards, and obscuring the sides of his face. This was Kota Hirano, a 16-year-old student and gun otaku. They all came to a stop and pressed up against the wall. Takashi peeked around the corner to see a small group of the dead roaming around. He turned back to the group. "Okay, I'm going to throw something that'll draw their attention so that we can get out of here," he whispered. "No, I'll do it," Naruto said, a sadistic look in his eyes. The other members of the group looked at him worriedly, including Siko, before she smiled slightly and nodded. "I said I'll do it," but Takashi was cut off by a glare from Naruto, making Takashi flinch. "No. I'll do it," Siko said. "No, you will not. You have to protect these fools in case something goes wrong," Naruto replied stubbornly. But Siko started. "No buts. You know that the only reason I'm doing this is to protect you and Kyoko-sensei," Naruto said. A blush appeared on the 2 women's faces as they watched him rush off, pulling out his sword Hiten Mitsurujiryu, flying heaven-governed sword style, Ryutsuizen, dragon hammer flash. He jumped into the air, and brought his sword down on the head of one of them, crushing it. The impact caused a shockwave to erupt and hit the others, causing them to be pushed back. Naruto quickly went to work on crushing the others, aiming for their heads. A wicked smile formed on his face as he smashed their heads in one by one. He managed to scare the others with his crazed, bloodlust-filled displaying. However, this wasn't scaring Siko in the slightest. In fact, the show was actually turning her on. "I can see why they call him Naruto Badasai," Takashi murmured a little uncomfortably. "Stop calling him that!" Siko and Kyoko shouted at him. "Why not? We've all heard the story. Just look at him. He's enjoying himself way too much out there," Rei replied. "I can see why my father told me to stay away from him. I hope that bastard dies," Saya growled harshly. "That guy is a monster," Kota whimpered, closing his eyes as Naruto licking his lips, cutting down some more of them. "Don't call him that, he's not a monster," Siko defended, glaring at Kota. "Why are you protecting that monster, after what he did to your dad?" Rei asked, waiting for an answer. And boy did she get an answer, though it definitely wasn't what she had been expecting. The answer she received was the back of a wooden sword hitting her hard, right in her stomach. "Don't ever call him that name again," Siko growled as she glared at Rei. The brunette took a couple staggering steps back to catch her breath. "Why you?" Rei shouted, ready to attack Siko, when suddenly, Kyoko stopped her. "Siko is right, now stand down," Kyoko said, glaring at Rei, who backed away. "What the hell are you doing? Run!" Naruto shouted, managing to attract some more of them. "Hi!" the group chorused. "Shizuka-san, where is the bus?" Takashi asked. "It's near the gate," Shizuka replied as they ran towards the gate, leaving Naruto to continue taking care of them. Flashback, the morning before it begins. "Mom, don't leave me!" Naruto cried. "Don't worry, Naruto-chan, I'll protect you," Kushina reassured as she picked up her katana. "Just stay here until my friends arrive," she said, exiting her son's room. Naruto could hear the scream of the intruder. "Wow, Mom is really in the groove," Naruto mused as he continued to listen. "It's the Red Death," a man yelled. "The red-haired by another yelled. Then suddenly, Naruto heard his mother scream. "Mom!" Naruto shouted. Quickly grabbing his own katana, he opened his door and rushed out of the room, only to see his mother with a katana through her chest. "Mum!" Real world. "Mum!" Naruto shouted as he woke up. Looking around, he realized that he had been a dream. "Damn, it's that same dream again," Naruto murmured as he clutched his head. "I remember everything now," Naruto said as he looked around the room. Naruto glanced around his room before he saw his alarm clock blinking 9 o'clock. "Shit! I'm late for school again. Oh well." He got out of bed and headed for his bathroom to take a shower. After taking his shower and putting his school uniform on, he quickly ate breakfast before going outside to catch the bus. 10:30 a.m. at the school gate. "Bat Uzumaki, you are late again," the guard shouted. "Just open the gate and shut up," Naruto replied. "Why, you little brat, I don't have to do anything," the guard shouted. "I'm sure the principal would love to hear you say that," Naruto replied, smirking, as he pointed to the video camera. "Show me your sword, Uzumaki," the guard demanded, as Naruto pulled out his sword and the guard inspected it. "You may enter," he finally said. "Whatever," Naruto huffed as he walked past the guard. "Just you wait, Batasai, today is the last time you get to bring that sword with you." The guard turned to glare at Naruto's back. "Now that the stupid principal's leaving, a new one will arrive soon, and I heard his brother is a part of the Red Dawn." Inside the school, Naruto was walking through the hallways, heading to class, when he passed a pink-haired girl insulting a dark-haired boy. They stopped and gave him wary looks before they started to back away from him. Naruto ignored them and continued on his way to class as he passed some more students. "It's Batasai," one girl whispered. "How could the principal let a guy like him enter our school?" a boy questioned. "He should be escorted by the police," another muttered. "Why is he still on the streets?" the first asked. "That thing is still here? I thought they expelled him after he sent that poor boy to the hospital. I'm getting tired of this, I can't wait to graduate and get the hell out of here," Naruto said to himself. "Die, Batasai," a large boy shouted as he attempted to attack Naruto. "I'm getting tired of this," Naruto said, pulling his sword halfway out of its sheath and slamming the handle of the sword against the boy's stomach. The larger boy fell to the ground in pain, while Naruto continued to walk towards his class. Naruto stared at room number 3A before entering the room, walking in to be cut off by a man wearing a black pinstripe suit. Under the suit, he wore a white dress shirt along with a yellow tie. His look was topped off by black-framed glasses. "Bad Uzumaki-san, this is the 1,000th time you've been late for my class," Shido shouted. "Huh? Who are you again?" Naruto asked as he walked past Shido. "Oh, 2 words," breathed Mint. The class snickered at the confrontation, while a few die-hard Shido loyalists growled at the disrespect. Naruto took his seat and rested his legs on his desk. He avoided the cold glare coming from Shido by staring out the window. That was one thing Shido hated most about Naruto. He had too much free will, in his opinion. "Now class, what is the square root of," he started, but was cut off by the doors opening to show the large guy that attacked Naruto earlier. "What happened to you? Was it Uzumaki-san?" Shido asked kindly. The student nodded before Shido grinned almost maliciously. "Uzumaki-san, go to the Shido's demand was interrupted by the P-Data system. "Uzumaki Naruto, could you please report to the principal's office?" Kyoko's voice called. "It seems like the principal has finally come to her senses and decided to expel you. But it's too late, because she won't be here much longer," Shido said, a smirk on his face. "Now get out of my sight!" he yelled. "Principal's office. Naruto-kun, the principal will see you now," Kyoko said as Naruto entered the office. "Damn, he's hot. If only Kushina could see you now. If only I was a few years younger, I would be all over him," Kyoko sighed. Bad Kyoko. He's your best friend's son, she scolded herself mentally. Naruto walked into the room to see the principal. She had a Heim-style haircut that reached her waist, and she was wearing a revealing lavender blouse that showed much of her large chest, and a loose sarong that exposed her long, slender legs with the green symbol of the Hyuga adorned on it. She also wore red high-heel pumps. Her outfit did nothing to hide her amazing hourglass figure. Naruto didn't say a word, seeing as his gaze was completely focused on her breasts. My eyes are up here, Hinata said. A blush appeared on Naruto's face. Ah, sorry about that, Naruto replied, turning his reddened face away from her. I've still got it. Hinata thought happily, before asking, Are you alright, Naruto-kun? Did you have that dream again? Huh. Yes, and I remember everything, Naruto replied. Tell me everything, Hinata ordered. 30 minutes later. This is goodbye, it seems. Hinata sighed. Shido's father has finally found a way to get rid of me, Hinata said as she and Naruto walked out of her office. I wish you all the best, Naruto replied, watching her ass as it swayed from side to side, before he went in a different direction. I wonder if Siko's waiting for me, Naruto pondered. Empty classroom later. Currently, Naruto had his head on Siko's lap as she looked down at him, stroking his hair lovingly while he stared up at her face. I heard someone tried to attack you again this morning, Siko said. Don't worry about it, I've gotten used to it, Naruto replied. You shouldn't have to, Siko said with teary eyes. It's my fault. I'm the one who started all of this. No, it's not. You did it because of what your father told you, Naruto reassured. Thank you, Naruto-kun, Siko replied as she leaned her head down towards Naruto's. Wow, Siko-chan is so beautiful, Naruto thought as he lifted up his head to meet hers. Badasai. I finally found you, a group of thugs called, stepping into the classroom. They walked over and stood in front of him before the apparent leader spoke up. I heard what you did to my brother earlier, and I'm here to take some revenge for him. The blonde turned his head toward the leader. Huh? Did you say something? Naruto asked, causing the thug glare at him. You cocky little brat, how dare you ignore my friend? A big guy shouted. He looked to be around 25 years old, wearing a red dawn cloak and a metal pipe in hand. As the rest of the thugs entered the classroom, they locked the door behind them. Damn it, none of those guys go to our school, I have to help him, Siko thought, about to get up. Stop, Siko-chan. I'll handle it, Naruto said. But Siko began, only to have Naruto cut her off. No buts, it's my problem, Naruto stated firmly, standing up. Get him, the leader shouted, getting tired of waiting. One of them came from behind Naruto with a baseball bat, but Naruto easily sidestepped him. He then swung his sheath sword right into his face, knocking out several teeth. You bastard! All of you, get him! The leader shouted, causing 6 boys with knives to attack Naruto. Hiten Mitsuryu, Ryukensen, Dragon Coiling Flash, Naruto said. Then with incredible speed, he dodged all of them and ended up behind them. Before they could turn around, the blonde spun in a full 360 and swung his sword at them, hitting all of them in the back of their heads, knocking them out. Was that it? Naruto smirked cockily. You brat, I may not be able to beat you, but I can still hurt her, the leader shouted, enraged. He lunged forward, towards Siko. Big mistake, Naruto said as he watched Siko sidestep the thug and slam her wooden sword into his crotch. The thug shrieked in pain before he fainted. Well, that was entertaining, Naruto commented as Siko sat down and gestured for Naruto to lie on her lap once again. That was, until the bell rang. Well, it seems school's over, see you tomorrow, Siko-chan, Naruto said, starting to walk away. But we have one class left, Siko protested. You might, but I don't. I've had enough of Shido for today, Naruto said as Siko nodded her head. The young man stood up and turned to leave. He was stopped, however, by Siko stopping him and kissed him on the cheek. What was that for? Naruto asked, a blush dusting his face. For luck, Siko replied happily, before turning and running off to her next class. Fujimi High entrance. Where do you think you're going, Uzumaki? Teshima shouted, but Naruto ignored him and walked past him. I'm talking to you, boy, he shouted again, grabbing Naruto's wrist. Get your hands off Naruto, shouted Kyoko. The principal gave him permission to go home after lunch before she left. She defended. Thank you, Kyoko-sensei, Naruto said with a smile on his face, causing the woman to blush. Little shit, Teshima muttered, letting Naruto go. Naruto-kun, before you go, I would like to talk to you, Kyoko stated. Sure, Naruto replied as they went to a corner and started to talk. Before long, They noticed a man who seemed like he was either drunk or high, repeatedly slamming himself against the gate. "You there, get out of here, now!" the guard shouted. But his shouts went ignored by the man, who instead continued to bang himself against the gate. "That's it, I'm going to kick your ass!" raged the guard. But he was cut off by Teshima. "I'll handle this," Teshima said, glancing jealously at Kyoko, who was blushing as she talks to Naruto. "You will pay, boy," he thought darkly as he walked to the gate. "Stop that, you son of a!" Teshima roared as he grabbed the man by his shirt and slammed him into the gate. "Wait, Teshima-sensei, why are you attacking that man?" Kyoko shouted as she heard the man's head slamming against the gate. "No, something's wrong with that guy," the PE teacher said, just as something fell of the man. He didn't get a clear look at it, but the other teachers did. "F fingers!" Kyoko screamed in horror, covering her mouth with her hands and hiding her face in Naruto's chest. "What the hell's going on?" Naruto muttered. "Yargh." Teshima didn't finish his question, as he was suddenly bitten by the man, taking a good chunk of his left arm. Teshima screamed for a while, before he fell to the ground. Is he dead?" the guard asked. "Teshima-sensei!" Kyoko shouted, running over to check on him. "Teshima-sensei, are you alright?" she asked. Right before Teshima rose up and made a grab for her. Kyoko screeched as Teshima attacked her. Suddenly, she saw Naruto's sword slamming into his neck, sending him sprawling into the gate. "Let's get out of here," Naruto urged as he lifted up the still shaking Kyoko and ran back into the school. The scared guard backed up to the gate, only to be bitten by the man from before. Within the hallways of Fujimi Academy, Takashi dashed through the school with surprising speed. He had seen what had happened at the gate. He barged into his classroom and ran towards Miyamoto Rei's desk. "Komuro, are you not happy with just skipping class? Now you have to disturb it too?" the teacher shouted. The young man ignored the teacher's scolding, and instead spoke to his childhood friend. "Something weird happened at the gate, let's get out of here." "What? What are you doing?" "We're in the middle of class," Rei responded angrily. "It doesn't matter. Just hurry up." He was starting to lose his patience with the girl. "Hey Tao Komuro, what are you doing here?" Takagi-saya asked. He was about to answer, when Igu Hisashi stood up and grabbed Takashi's left hand, trying to stop his rather odd behavior, and asked, "Takashi, what are you doing?" "There's been an accident at the gate, some freak attacked the teachers," Takashi replied. "Are you serious?" Igu asked with narrowed eyes, trying to gauge the seriousness of the problem. "Why would I lie?" Takashi answered calmly. "I'm not going anywhere with you until you tell me what's going on," Rei shouted, only to receive a slap across the face. "Stop wasting time and let's go," Takashi shouted. "Let's go, Rei. I'm sure he'll explain later," Igu reassured, realizing that his friend wasn't kidding. With Naruto and Kyoko in the staff room. "Naruto-kun, what just happened?" Kyoko asked from Naruto's lap, where she had finally finished crying. "I don't know, but I have to find Siko," Naruto replied as he put Kyoko on the bed. "Don't open the door unless you hear my voice," he instructed before rushed out of the staff room, closing the door on his way out. In the hallway. Meanwhile, Takashi and his small group were jogging down the hallway, before Hisashi decided that he had gone long enough without answers. "Takashi, can you please tell me the full story?" Hisashi questioned, slightly wary. "There's a killer at the front gate. He killed the PE teacher," Takashi replied, starting to lose his calm. "Do you seriously expect us to believe that?" Rei asked skeptically. "Yes, I do. So shut up and run," Takashi shouted, when suddenly one of them attached. Luckily, it was swiftly defeated by a spin kick from Hisashi. "Now do you believe me?" Takashi snarled. "We need some weapons to protect ourselves," was all Hisashi said. "There's a bat over there," Takashi pointed out. As he went to get the baseball bat, Rei noticed a mop. She went up to it and broke off the bottom, turning it into a bad imitation spear. "What about you, Hisashi-kun?" Rei asked. "I'll be fine since I'm a black belt in karate," Hisashi replied somewhat cockily. "Show off," Takashi thought grumpily. "Well, we should probably call the police first," Rei said. "My dad's a detective, so he can help us right away." "I forgot about that, here," Takashi said, handing her his phone. As soon as she received the device, she dialed 110 and waited for a reply. "I repeat, this is a recording. We at the 110 emergency lines are held up at the moment. If after calling again, we still cannot receive your call, please wait and call again later." "No way," she said with shaky hands. "For the 110 line to be busy, how can this be?" she questioned. "With Naruto." "Where are you, Siko-chan?" Naruto wondered as he jumped into the air, slamming his sword into the head of one of the undead. He beat the rest in his way with great ease. Siko-chan, where are you? Another zombie attacked, but Naruto ducked under its arm only to be tackled by another. It opened its mouth to try and bite him, but he managed to block it with his sword. Damn, they're strong. Naruto muttered as he continued to struggle to get it off him. Ah, he screamed as he kicked the zombie off him, and then he quickly hopped to his feet. Before the zombie came after him again, Naruto slammed his sword against its head. With that one taken care of, the blonde noticed more and more of them coming towards him. Uzumaki style, spin top! Naruto shouted, as he started hitting the ones that were within his range. With Takashi. Rei stabbed her mop spear into her zombified teacher, hitting his knee, head, and finishing with a stab to the heart. Hisashi tried to regain control by choking the undead teacher, only to be bitten for his trouble. You team! Hisashi shouted as he slammed the teacher into the wall. We have to get to the roof, to where we have a better view of the school, Takashi shouted. No! We have to get Hisashi to the infirmary, Rei argued. Takashi's right. Hisashi started. We don't have the time or opportunity to go to the infirmary, he said. That decided, they quickly headed to the roof. Meanwhile at the school infirmary. This is really weird. A buxom blonde mused quietly. Sensei! Ishikazu yelled as he approached her. Sensei, they're breaking through! The student warned. Alright, fine. Let's go. But there's something I have to take with me. Shizuka Marikawa nodded. However, just as she ran to pick up her bag, the undead broke through the makeshift barricade that Ishikazu had prepared. Back with Takashi's group. What the hell? Were those Blackhawks? Takashi asked as he watched the large helicopters pass by. Is it the US? No, they must be the SDF, Hisashi mused. But where are they from? There are no bases around here, Takashi said. Hey! Rei called out. Help us! It's useless, her boyfriend said. The SDF only mobilize when there are missions to be carried out, he explained. And besides, he continued as he pointed below. They weren't doing anything to them. Them? Takashi asked in confusion. Their moment of peace was broken when they heard a loud noise from the rooftop door. I think they're going to break in, Takashi said, keeping calm facade. Then we should get to the observatory and block the stairs. It might not hold long, but it'll be enough. Hey Takashi, can I borrow your phone again? I want to try calling my dad again, Rei suddenly said. Why, I thought the line was busy, Takashi asked. That was the 110 emergency lines. He gave me an emergency-only number to try, Rei replied. Without any more protest, he handed her his cell phone, and they waited with bated breath. It took a while, but finally the line connected. Hello, Ota-san? Rei called. Hello? This number Takashi-kun? Her father asked. Ota-san, it's Rei, she started, only to get cut off. Takashi-kun, did Rei give you this number? Anyway, listen to me. The city's in a big panic. If you could, go home quickly so you don't worry your parents, and Rei hung up. Out of range. But it just got through, she sobbed. Takashi-san, he didn't know it was me, Rei cried, tears glistening in her eyes. Rei, Takashi said. Infirmary. The zombie was about to attack Shizuka, when its skull was suddenly cracked from behind. Siko Busujima stood with her wooden blade covered in blood. She looked around the room before approaching the near-dead Ishikazu. I am the captain of the Kendo Club, Busujima Siko. Third-year student, what is your name? Siko asked seriously. It's Ishikazu, senpai. Ishi replied. Ishi-kun then. You did well in protecting Marikawa-sensei. I admire your courage, Siko stated. The young man smiled softly for the last time in his life as he resigned himself to his fate, and said with acceptance. Please finish me? Marikawa Shizuka approached the two, trying to stop the senior from doing what she thought she would do. Huh! Wait! What are you dash? Marikawa-sensei, Siko interrupted as she held up her hand to stop the nurse. Please do not interfere. This is a matter of protecting a man's dignity, she said, striking the young man's head, killing him on the spot. Did you really have to do that? The nurse asked, her voice a mixture of horror and sadness. Yes, I did, now let's go, Siko urged gently as she quickly moved out of the infirmary. She was only a few feet out the door when she was tackled by a zombie. Chapter 2: Escape of the Dead. Last time. Shizuka-sensei, Siko interrupted as she held up her hand to stop the nurse. Please do not interfere. This is a matter of protecting a man's dignity, she said, striking the young man on his head, killing him on the spot. Did you really have to do that? The nurse murmured. Yes, I did. Now let's go, Siko stated coldly as she came out of the room, just to have a zombie tackle her to the ground. Now. Damn, this thing is strong. Siko grunted as he held on to its head, stopping it from biting her. What should I do? Shizuka panicked as he watched the zombie overpowering Siko. Sensei, help me! Siko shouted as the zombie's head got closer and closer, when suddenly the zombie was hit in the head with a bedpan, but it did have any effect on it. Siko-san, it didn't work. Shizuka replied worriedly. Then use something else. Siko yelled. She used her feet to help push the zombie off, but the zombie was still stronger. What should I do now? Think, Shizuka, think. You're a nurse. Shizuka muttered. Then it hit her. She ran into the cabinet, pulled out a dozen needles, and ran towards the zombie. She stabbed the zombie in its head with the needles, killing it. Thank you, Sensei, Siko said as she pushed the zombie off. Rooftop, Astronomy Club's observatory. Takashi, help! Hisaishi's Ray called out in panic. The spiky-haired boy approached the two of them with a grimly calm aura. You okay? It's just like in the movies, Hisashi said in between coughs, looking down at the blood on his hands. Even a single bite is fatal. No! You're wrong! His girlfriend yelled out. Hey Takashi. Yeah? I'm sorry, but I'll have to ask you for another favor. He panted out. Name it, Takashi said solemnly. Will you kill me? Hisashi asked. No! Don't say that! Ray yelled again. I don't want to be one of them. Hisashi continued his dying wish as he coughed up more blood. Yeah. Takashi gulped, nodding. Takashi! Don't! Hisashi won't turn into them. He won't! Ray cried desperately. I won't take that chance. Hisashi grunted as he got up and with great effort, walked over to the railing. Any last words, Hisashi? Takashi asked him as he followed. Ray, I love you arrg, Hisashi started, only to be interrupted by his body starting to change. Before it could really start, though, Takashi pushed him off of the roof. Hisashi! Ray shouted with tears in her eyes. She ran towards the railing, and saw her boyfriend splatter on the ground. Why? Why did you do that? She cried, turning to Takahashi. I fulfilled my friend's last wish. Because he didn't want to be one of them, Takashi replied with tears in his eyes. But he might not change after all. He could have just been fine after all that. Ray yelled, trying to convince Takahashi as much as herself. He was changing when I pushed him off the roof. Takahashi shot back. And what do you know? She asked in contempt. I get it now. You actually hated Hisashi because we're together, didn't you? She accused. Hey Takashi, what are you doing? Where do you think you're going? Ray shouted. You know what? Believe what you want to believe, but I'm getting out of here, Takashi replied. As he proceeded to climb through the mountain of chairs and desks, his leg was suddenly pulled by a teary-eyed girl. Wait, Takashi. I'm sorry, I didn't mean what I said. She sobbed. I'm sorry, so please, let's go together please. With Saya. Where are you going, Takagi-san? Kota called as he ran behind the pinkette. Where were you planning to go? Saya replied simply as she looked behind her. I was going to inform the teachers in the staff room, and then the dorms, about what's going on. Kota answered. You're pretty stupid, fat ass. What can the teachers do about this? Saya stated coldly, looking down the hallway to see if it was clear, before running off. But Takagi-san, the teachers could help, Kota said as he ran after her. Saya stopped. Tell me something. Do you want to die? Saya asked evenly. Well. Look over there, Saya pointing to some student knocking on one of the staff room doors, only for it to open and have one of them come out and attack them. I want to live, do you? She questioned. I want to live, Kota replied cautiously. Then let's go, fat ass, Saya said right before she ran off. She stopped suddenly, though, to see one of them walk out right in front of her. Shit! She exclaimed. She turned around to go back the other way, only to see 5 of them behind Kota. Takagi-san! What are we going to do? Kota shouted in panic. Shut up, fat ass. Let me think, Saya called back. Suddenly, she got an idea. Follow me, fat ass, she said as she ran towards the single zombie and slid under its legs before running off. Wait for me, Takagi-san, Kota shouted, follow after her and slide between the same zombie's legs. Saya ran down the staircase and hid behind it a minute later. Kota appeared soon after her, panting heavily. Takagi-san, they're all over the place, Kota exclaimed. Thank you, Captain Obvious, Saya muttered. What should we do? Kota asked. Wait a second, I'm thinking, Saya replied. Then, she saw them coming. Damn it. Let's go into that classroom. And off they went. With Naruto. That's it, I have had it with these goddamn zombies in this goddamn place. Naruto yelled as he cut down zombie after zombie. Soon, he saw a girl with black hair tied in a bun and wearing the standard female uniform of Fujimi High School. He saw that she was about to be attacked by one of them. Somebody! Please, help me! She cried as they attack her, and she closes her eyes, waiting for death. But it didn't come. She opened her eyes to see the zombies on the ground and a blonde boy in front of her. Thank you for saving me. My name is Ichijo Misuzu. She started, but Naruto said nothing. Instead, he only walked away. Wait! Please don't leave me! She called as she ran after him. Shop class. Ignoring Takagi Saya's urging, Hirano Koda was rigging up a stock for his nail gun. Some duct tape here, a broken off chair leg there, an eraser for sight, and presto. Damn, they blocked the door. Saya said as Koda continued to work on the gun. Shit. I going to die here, she muttered. Insert this, tape this here. Koda mumbled as he continued to work on his gun. I have to get out of here. Saya shouted, when all of a sudden the door burst down, and the zombies came in. They attacked Saya, only to receive nails to their heads. Yahoo, baby! Koda shouted, a crazy grin on his face. Why do I always get stuck with the psycho? Saya asked. Takagi-san put that drill, the spare gas canister, and the toolbox in a suitable bag. He continued while thinning the number of zombies one by one. Are you giving me orders? Saya shouted. Please. Koda added. With Takashi and Rei. Takashi and Rei were making their way down the stair when they were attacked by them. Takashi jumped into the air and used his baseball bat to smash one of them in the face, while Rei used her spear and pushed it through one of their heads. Shit, I don't know how much longer I can keep this up, Rei said. Just hold up a bit longer, Takashi urged as hit one of them in the head. He sidestepped another, before smashing its head with his bat. Hallway, near the infirmary, same time. The staff room? That's quite a difficult request, Busujima Siko said as she walked quickly. Well, everyone keeps their car keys in there, Shizuka explained. I see, Siko hummed. Busujima-san, do you have other plans? The school nurse, Marikoa Shizuka, asked. Yes, I did, but he can take care of himself, Siko replied. So this him, is it Naruto-kun? Shizuka asked as she winked at Siko. Naruto-kun, I don't know who you are talking about, Siko quickly stated. Don't lie to me, I saw both of you sneaking off every lunch period. Shizuka grinned. I don't know what you're talking about. Siko shuddered, hiding her blush. Hee whoa! Shizuka cried out. Just at that moment, the blonde nurse tripped on a carpet nearby. Who put that carpet here? Asked Siko, sweat dropping. Your skirt is not suited for running, Siko commented as she knelt down and tore the nurse's skirt, making a long tear on her left thigh. Hey! This is Prada! Shizuka cried out. Which is more important, your clothes or your life? Siko deadpanned. Both, Shizuka cried out again. Hallway, near staff's office. Takagi-san, what are you doing? Koda asked, watching Saya throws wet rags at one of them. She shushed him and continued looking at him. As the rag hit his head, he didn't turn his head towards them. Satisfied, she nodded and spoke to him. Don't worry about it, and shut up, Saya said. This time, she threw the wet rag to a locker near the zombie, and it made a loud clanging sound. The undead limped towards the locker and hit his head on the metallic surface, but he didn't stop and continued walking forwards. Did you see that? She asked. They don't respond to physical impulses, yet when it heard the noise, he approached the source of the sound. This means that they don't respond to pain or touch, only noise. Takagi-san, we are trying to get outside, right? Koda asked. What are you implying? Saya asked. Well, things could get bad if we continue going this slowly, Koda started. Then hurry up, fatty, she commanded. With the others. Takashi and Rei were coming down the stairs when they heard a scream and took off running towards the source. Siko and Shizuka were heading towards the staff room when they heard the scream. Let's go, Siko shouted. Naruto had just cut down 2 more zombies. Damn it, where are you, Siko-chan? When he too heard the scream. Please don't be Siko. He prayed silently before running off. Hey, wait for me, Misuzu shouted as she ran after Naruto. Outside of the classroom few minutes later. Takagi-san, could you please help me fight them? Koda asked. Why should I? Saya replied. Because I'm almost out of ammo, Koda explained. So what? When you're completely out, then I'll help you, Saya stated. But they're right behind you, Koda started. Turning around, Takagi-saya saw a zombie with bleeding eyes, and as anyone would do, screamed in terror and surprise. Get away! Get away, she murmured as she took a couple steps backward and stumbled over a bag. Get away from me! I don't want to die! She shouted as she backed up to a shelf and started throwing whatever she could grab at the zombie. Unfortunately, it wasn't working. Then, she saw something and dove towards it. Time to die, bastard, she growled as she powered up the drill and stabbed it into the zombie's head. All the while, cursing out loud, "Die, you little shit! Die! Die! Die!" she screamed, when suddenly, Takashi, Rei, Siko, and Shizuka arrived. "I'll take the one on the left," Rei stated as she attacked the zombie, while Takashi took the one on the right. "Guess that leaves the two in the middle," Siko said calmly, and quickly took care of them. "Are you alright, Takagi-san?" Rei asked. "Eh? Miyamoto?" Saya questioned. "Ah, watch out." The warning came from both Takashi and Kota. The kendo captain turned around to face a set of blood-stained teeth. Siko's heart began pulsating wildly. The distance was too close. She didn't have enough time to evade. Hiten Mitsurajiryu Ryukansen Kagurashi, coiling flash, wintry wind, was heard as the zombie's head was crushed, before it was sent crashing into the wall. "How many times have I told you, Siko-chan, don't drop your guard?" Naruto-kun, Siko exclaimed as she ran up to hug him. "I'm so glad you're alright." "You too," Naruto replied as he hugged her back. "It's him." Everyone took a step back. "I finally found you," Misuzu said. "You guys know our school nurse. I'm Siko Busujima, and he is Naruto Uzumaki, from senior class A." She pointed at the blonde who was leaning up against the wall, his eyes closed. "I'm Takashi Komuro, from class B." Takashi introduced. "I'm Kota Hirano, from class B," too, Kota stated. "I'm Misuzu Ichijo, from class senior class B," Misuzu added. "So, you're the national champion from last year. And you're bat. Don't you dare finish that sentence," Siko growled as she glared at Rei. "What's with all this respect crap?" Saya suddenly said. "Saya," Takashi started. "Don't treat me like I'm an idiot. I'm a genius. I can do anything I put my mind to. I'm Staff room. Damn it. What's taking Naruto so long?" Kyoko asked, when she heard a knock on the door. "Kyoko-sensei, it's me." "Open the door," Naruto said. "What took you so long?" Kyoko demanded as she opened the door to see the group of people. "Kyo-chan, thank God you're okay," Shizuka commented, hugging her. "You can thank Naruto-kun for saving Zuka-chan," Kyoko said as everybody entered the office, closing the door. Standing in the teacher's lounge was a group of people watching TV to see what was going on in their town. They watched as news station after news station told them how bad the recent undead problem had become. It seemed that Saya was right in saying that the situation was happening on a global scale. Beijing was on fire, nobody could get through to Moscow, and the states had to evacuate the White House and were even thinking about using tactical warheads, and so on. "This is crazy. I know for a fact that everything was fine this morning when I checked the internet," Takashi said. "Well, things change, so shut up," Saya growled. "What are we going to do now? We have nowhere to go since these zombies are everywhere." Rei wondered aloud. "I don't know where we can go, but I do know that we can't stay here," Siko replied. "We'll just have to wait until the police come for us," Misuzu said. "Are you stupid? The police have more important things to do than save some school children," Saya shouted. "Who are you call stupid, you friendless?" Misuzu fired back. "Why you?" "Shut up, both of you. You're getting on my last nerves," Naruto shouted as Saya glared at him. "You can't tell me what to do, you monster," Sei shouted. Smack. "Don't you ever call him that," Siko yelled as Saya rubbed her red cheek. "You little." Saya walked towards Siko, who pulled out her wooden sword, making Saya stop in her tracks. "How big is your car?" Naruto asked Kyoko. "Sorry, but I don't have a car, I have a bike," Kyoko replied. "What about you, Shizuka-sensei?" Naruto asked. "Well, it's a hatchback. It's really nice, too. It can fit 4 people comfortably," Shizuka said, before realizing one crucial fact. There were 9 of them, and there was no way they could all fit in her car. "What about the bus we used to go on field trips?" Takashi suggested. "That could work, but it's in the parking lot," Kyoko explained. "That won't be a problem. The only problem is to find the keys," Naruto said. "Do you know where the keys are, Shizuka-sensei?" Siko asked. "I'm not too sure, but all the car keys are usually stored in here. So I guess I might," Shizuka said. "Go and check for them, while the rest of us look for anything that can help us. Like food, water, weapons, etc., Naruto ordered. "Later." "Do we have everything?" Naruto asked. Everybody nodded their heads. "Then let's go." They exited the staff room, when suddenly Takashi took over. Go left. Takashi whispered as he pointed to his left. Following his lead, the group of 9 ran as quietly as they could down the stairs. The journey to freedom so far was good. They hadn't needed to kill any of them yet, but they knew it was only a matter of time. We're almost there. Kota quietly cheered. Yeah, now let's get out quietly, Saya whispered. As they reached the stairs, they saw a group of them below. From what I noticed earlier, they can't see, but they can hear very well, so hiding is kind of pointless, Saya said in her know-it-all voice. Why don't you go down there and prove it then, since you seem to be an expert on them? Siko grumbled, making Saya step back. That what I thought. The only thing you're good at is talk. Saya just glared at her. We can't just sit here debating this. We have to go now, Rei said in an anxious voice, raising her mop handle in the air. So you are going to test Saya-san's theory? Siko asked. Well, someone has to do it, and I doubt you want to go down there, do you? Rei replied snarkily. Well, you're wrong about that, Siko said, and started to walk off, when somebody grabbed her shoulder. No, Siko-chan. I'll do it, Naruto said. No, you've done enough, it's my turn now, Siko replied, just as Naruto turned her around. Then make sure they wait for me on the bus, Naruto whispered into her ear. If you promise me that you won't die, Siko replied. I won't die, Naruto promised as he walked off, then he stopped. Where is Misuzu-san? She right behind us, Kyoko replied as she looked behind her, only to see her not there. Damn it, we need to go and look for her, Takashi muttered as he ran back. Come back, Takashi-kun, Rei shouted, but he was already gone. She started to run after him, but Shizuka grabbed her arm. Don't, he'll soon come back, Shizuka said. Be careful, Naruto-kun, Kyoko said as Naruto left to test Saya's theory. You never cease to amaze me, Naruto-kun, Siko said as she watched Naruto jump off the stairs and land without making a sound. They couldn't hear him, even when they held their breath to cut off all the sounds. What the hell? I can't hear him, Rei exclaimed. If we weren't looking at him, we would know he was there, Kota breathed. That must be the technique he used to cut off my father's hand, that monster, Saya thought angrily. What technique is he using, Siko-chan? Shizuka asked. I don't know, Shizuka-sensei. I've never seen him use that before, Siko replied. That technique is known as Muon Satsujin Jutsu, Kyoko replied, shocking everybody. Silent killing. Wow, that's so bad. Kota shut up as Saya glared at him. See, I told he was a murd. Saya shut up too, when Kyoko glared at her. Shut up, little girl. You know nothing about Naruto or his family. If you did, you would have known that Naruto was forced to learn all of the most deadly move known to man, Kyoko nearly shouted, making Saya flinch. If it wasn't for Kushina-chan, Naruto would have become a key. Never mind. This not my story to tell. Could you tell me about the technique? Siko asked, effectively changing the subject. As the name suggests, this technique is simply a very quiet method of killing an opponent, usually from behind with a blade. Additionally, because the user moves silently, it cannot be defended against, because the attack cannot be anticipated. The user will often slit their opponent's throat, preventing any cry that might give them away. Some shinobi also opt to use a cover, such as smoke bombs, to rob their opponents of their field of vision and then attack them, Kyoko explained. As Naruto began to walk between the zombies, they continued to walk around as if Naruto wasn't there. Suddenly, a zombie walked into a locker, and the others tackled him to the ground and started biting him. So they really can't see anything, Naruto thought as he took out a pin. Let's see how good their hearing is. He threw the pin at a locker, and the nearest zombie tackled the locker and knocked himself back. It seems up close that their hearing is enhanced, Naruto thought as he walked towards the door. I knew my theory was started Saya, when they covered her mouth. How do you know so much about Naruto-kun's technique, Kyoko-sensei? A jealous Siko asked. Well, Naruto-kun's mother was my best friend, even though she was 10 years older than me. I used to go over for our book club meetings, Kyoko explained. Naruto threw a bucket across the room, far away, and the zombies ran after it. Then, he looked back at the group and made gesture with his hand, saying, Come on, it's safe. Then, he slowly opened the door to the hallway. They all began running down the stairs of the building when Takashi came back. Guys, I don't see her, Takashi shouted, his voice echoing. Run! Shouted Naruto as they passed him at the door and down the last passageway to freedom as Naruto locked the door and followed them. They all came to a stop and leaned up against the wall. They peeked around the corner to see a small group of the dead just roaming around. He turned back to the group and whispered, Okay, I'm going to throw something that'll draw their attention so that we can get out of here, Takashi offered. No, I'll do it, Naruto said, a sadist look in his eye, scaring everybody, even Siko, before a smile appeared on her face. I said I'll do, but Takashi was cut off by a glare coming from Naruto, making Takashi flinch. No, I'll do it, Siko said. No, you will not, you have to protect these fools in case something goes wrong, Naruto replied. But. No buts, you know that the only reason I'm doing this is to protect you, Shizuka and Kyoko-sensei, Naruto said. A blush appeared on the women's faces, as they watched him rush off and pull out his sword. Hiten Nitsurujiryu, Flying Heaven Governed Sword Style, Ryutsweisen, Dragon Hammer Flash. He jumped into the air and brought down his sword on the head of one of them, crushing it as the impact caused a shockwave to erupt towards the others, causing them to be pushed back. Then, he went to work on crushing the others, mainly aiming for their heads. A wicked smile formed on his face as he smashed their heads in one by one. This was managing to scare the others by the crazed show that Naruto was displaying. However, this wasn't scaring Siko the slightest of bit. You could say that the show he was showing was actually turning her on. I can see why they call him Naruto Badasai, Takashi commented. Stop calling him that, Siko, Shizuka and Kyoko shouted in unison. Why not? We all heard the story. Just look at him. He's enjoying himself way too much, Ray replied. I can see why my father told me to stay away from him. I hope that bastard dies, Saya harshly said. That guy is a monster, Kota agreed, and instantly closed his eyes after seeing Naruto licking his lips and cutting down some more of them. Don't call him that, he's not a monster, Siko growled as she glared at Kota. Why are you protecting that monster, after what he did to your dad? Ray asked, waiting for an answer, and boy did she get an answer, but it definitely wasn't what she was expecting. The answer she received was the back of a wooden sword hitting her hard against her stomach. Don't ever call him that name again, Siko replied as she glared at Ray. The brunette took a couple steps back to catch her breath, while Ray shouted, ready to attack Siko, when suddenly, Kyoko stopped her. Siko is right, now stand down, Kyoko said as she glared at Ray, who backed away. What the hell are you doing? Run! Naruto shouted, which managed to attract some more of them. Hi! They shouted. Shizuka-sensei, where's the bus? Takashi asked. It's near the gate, Shizuka replied, as they ran towards the gate, leaving Naruto to continue taking care of them. Open the door, sensei, Ray shouted. Alright, Shizuka replied as she opened the door and got in, along with the others, except for Takashi and Siko. The two decided to stay out to buy some time for the nurse to get everything ready. Takashi kicked one of the dead back and swung at another one, hitting the head. He spun around to face the one he kicked and swung the bat down on the top of its head. The bus came to life, which gave them the word that they were ready to get out of here. Siko-san, they're ready. Let's go, Takashi said. I'm not going anywhere without Naruto-kun, Siko replied steadfastly. Wait for us. Takashi looked out the door to see a group of people running towards them. Who's that? Takashi asked. That's Mr. Shido, the teacher of Class 3A, Siko answered. Ray's eyes widened. Shido, she said quietly. We can go now, Shizuka announced. Wait just a bit longer, Takashi replied. Ray quickly looked at Takashi. They're in front of us. Any more and we won't be able to drive through here, Shizuka reported. Just run them down, Takashi cried. Saya folded her arms across her chest. If any more crowd around in front of the bus, and we were to try to run them over, it might just flip the bus, Saya explained. Takashi gritted his teeth and made his way to the exit. However, Ray quickly grabbed his arm. We don't have to save him, she said. Takashi stepped out and looked at Ray. Jesus. What do you mean we don't have to save him? We don't have to help him. He deserves to die, Ray shouted. They're alive, and no one deserves to die. Takashi barked back and turned back around to look outside to Shido's group getting closer to the bus. Thank you, son, Shido said as his group entered the bus. Let's go, Shizuka-sensei, Saya shouted. No, we're waiting for Naruto-kun, Siko shouted. But. Shut up. We're waiting, Kyoko yelled. I'm the senior teacher, and I say we leave him, Shido said. Shut up, or we will throw you out, Siko and Kyoko cried, when suddenly, they saw Naruto running out of the school with Misuzu in his hands towards the bus. Shizuka-chan, reverse the bus, Kyoko shouted as Shizuka reversed the bus to meet Naruto and Misuzu. Now run them over, she yelled as Naruto and Misuzu entered the bus. Naruto-kun, I'm so glad you made it, Siko shouted as she hugged him, and he hugged her back. Smack. What the hell was that for? Naruto shouted, rubbing his red cheek. That was for making me worry about you, Siko replied. Then she kissed his red cheek and for helping us escape. She dragged him to her seat when his eyes caught Shido's jeep suit. You bastard, you dare show your face to me? After what you did? Naruto shouted as he pulled out his Sakabato reverse blade sword. He held it at Shido's throat menacingly and pressed. Cut. Chapter 3, Road of the Dead. Damn. Where are they? I just left for a moment. Misuzu said, her makeup kit in hand. I should have left without you. She muttered, looking at the kit. Come, my lovely students. Your brave and powerful teacher will save you, was heard. Looks like I'm in luck, Misuzu said with a smile on her face as she ran towards the voice. This way, my lovely students, Shido called as he led his students through a door. Wait for me, Misuzu shouted as she ran into the clear. Yet another student to corrupt, Shido thought. Of course, young lady, he said with a smirk. Mr. Shido, thank you, Misuzu cried as they stopped for her to catch up to them. No need to thank me, I'm just doing my job as a teacher, Shido replied easily, putting his hands around her. Now let's escape this godforsaken place. I must be the luckiest girls alive, Misuzu thought as they went through the door, only to meet a group of them. Mr. Shido, the group shouted, running after him, only to see Mr. Shido running back past them with more of them following him. They had forced them to turn back. Daddy, save me, Shido shouted as he ran down the stairs with everybody following him. With Naruto. Hiten Mitsurajiryu Ryusosen, Dragon Nest Flash, Naruto shouted as he delivered a flurry of strikes, hitting all of them in the heads, killing them. Now to get back to Siko-chan. Help me! I don't want to die, a man shouted. Ku, another one bites the dust. Naruto laughed as he sheathed his sword and walked away. Help me, Naruto-kun! A pink-haired girl screamed as she ran into him, the zombies behind her. Get off me, you, Naruto yelled as he pushed her off him and in the arms of the zombies. The pink-haired girl screamed in pain as they bit and tore at her. Kuzurayasen, nine-headed dragon flash, karatake, tang bamboo / tree trunk bamboo. Naruto shouted as he attacked them at great speed, jumping above their heads with downward a strike. Man, that feels good. Flashback 5 years ago. If it isn't the whore's son, she must have slept with the principal then blackmail him to get you into here. A girl with bright pink hair and bangs over her forehead, large green eyes and fair skin said. She wore a red Qingdao dress with white circular designs, with or without short sleeves, with a zipper, tight dark green shorts. Just like she did with my mother's boyfriend. Suddenly a hand was around her throat. I'll kill you for saying those things about my mother, Naruto roared as he squeezed her throat. Mr. Uzumaki, take your hands off my daughter, a man said as he threw Naruto across the room. That bitch called my mother a whore, Naruto shouted as he got up. And she is, that's the only way she could have married the heir of our clan, the pink-haired man replied. Naruto growled at him. I trapped him with you, that's the only way somebody would want her. But suddenly a fist connected to the man's face, sending him crashing into the ground, and Naruto started to beat him, when security guards came out and grabbed him. The guards pushed him against the wall and started beating him. How dare you attack a Red Dawn member? Guard number 1 shouted as he punched Naruto in the stomach. Now listen, boy. I will forgive you for attacking me and my daughter this time, but next time, I will kill you and your whore of a mother, the man said as he got up and dragged away his daughter as the guards continued to beat Naruto. For that year, the pink girl and her friends would make Naruto life a living hell because he could fight back. Flashback end. Please, Mr. Shido, don't, a familiar voice shouted. Damn it, that sounds like Misuzu, Naruto said as he ran towards the voice, only to see Shido throwing Misuzu in a group of zombies to knock them over. He ran past them only to run into Naruto. So you decided to show your true colors. I'm going to enjoy this, Naruto growled as he unsheathed his sword. Please, Uzumaki-sama, don't kill me, have mercy, Shido pleaded as he started to bow in front of Naruto. For you, there is no mercy, Naruto replied, readying to kill Shido, when he heard a scream. Misuzu screamed out as the zombies pinned her to the ground, ready to tear at her flesh. Uzumaki style, lion assault, Naruto shouted as he jumped into the air, stabbing the sword into the head of the zombie, then withdrew it and attacked the rest of them with quick slashes as the zombies fell to the ground. Where the hell have you been? We have been looking for you. Never mind, I don't want to know, he said as he looked around for Shido, who had escaped. Damn, I hurt my leg, Misuzu whined. We will meet again, Shido. And when that happens, nothing will distract me from ending you, Naruto thought darkly as he lifted Misuzu up and escaped the school. Flashback end. Naruto-kun, don't do it, Siko shouted. She's right, Naruto-kun, he's not worth it, Kyoko yelled. Kill the bastard, Rei encouraged. Don't do it, we need to work together, Takashi pleaded, but Naruto ignored them and pressed the sword closer to Shido, who had urine running down his leg. Men like you don't deserve to live, Naruto snarled. You see, this is what I have been talking about, he's a monster, Saya yelled. Naruto, he isn't yours to kill, Shizuka said from behind the wheel. But I would be doing her a favor, Naruto growled back. She would want to do it herself, Shizuka replied, leaving everyone wondering what they were talking about. You're right, Naruto replied as he reluctantly sheathed his swords. You'll get what's coming to you as he turned around to walk away from Shido, who had a smile on his face. Aye beheading, Naruto said as he performed a quick and powerful slash to Shido's leg with his sheathed sword. Shido screamed out in pain as the attack broke his right leg. But you will suffer meanwhile, Naruto muttered as he took his seat beside Siko. Mr. Shido, his group shouted as he rushed to help him. You bastard, one of them growled, only to receive a wooden sword to the face. Any more fool wants to try? Siko challenged, as the group shook their heads. Later, the bus drove down the street. Everyone was seated, just watched the scenery pass them by while Koda and Takashi were maintaining their weapons. Naruto was still sleeping in Siko's lap. Shido stood up from his seat and made his way towards Takashi with the help of his group members. I never got to thank you for saving us, Takashi-san. Are you the leader of the group? In low voice so that only Takashi could hear. Yes, I'm the leader of the group, Takashi in a loud voice that got everybody's attention. That's not good. In order to survive, we need to have a good leader who is able to make the tough calls and able to keep us alive. And as we know, you have none of those qualities, Shido said bluntly. Why, you bastard? Takashi growled as he glared at Shido, who had a smirk on his face. Tsunoda turned his attention to the person he hated for a long time. What are you looking at? Siko asked in an emotionless voice as the boy glared at the sleeping Naruto. I hate that bastard, Tsunoda shouted as he pointed at the sleeping Naruto, who shifted in his sleep as he Tsunoda towards them. Go back to your seat, or else, Siko warned him, but he ignored her warning and continued towards them, only to receive a wooden sword to the face. You broke my nose, Tsunoda screeched out in pain as his nose bled. Well done, Siko-san, but it would have been better to find a non-violent approach instead of breaking my student's nose. That is why we someone who is able to take control and keep the people safe, who is able to keep order. Don't you agree? Shido said as Takashi and Rei glare at him. Let me guess. There's only one person who could shoulder the burden? Saya said as Shido just nodded. I am the only one qualified. I am a teacher. Shido turned on his heels and turned to the back of the bus and to his group. Shizuka and I are also teachers, Mr. Shido, Kyoko pointed out. That's true, but you are women, and as we know, women aren't meant to lead, Shido replied as the women glared at him. So how about it? If you all agree with little old me, would you raise your hand? Shido's group raised their hands. He gave a mocking bow and looked at the sleeping Naruto. You know what they say. Majority rules. So from now on, I am in control, he announced smugly. You really love hearing yourself talk, don't you? Naruto said as he opened his eyes and sat up. Your group have no say in that matter because it was our group who found you and saved your sorry asses, so sit down and shut up. He glared as he stood up, and Shido took a step back. So why you are the real leader, Uzumaki-san? Shido shuddered. Of course he's not. Who would want a manslayer to be our leader? Saya shouted as Rei and the others nodded their heads, expected for Kyoko, Siko, and Shizuka. Of course he's our leader. If it wasn't for Naruto, we wouldn't have escaped from the school, Siko replied as Kyoko and Shizuka nodded agreement. This could work in my favor. Shido thought, how about a vote between Uzumaki and I? Who would you want to be leader? I would rather have Shido than a man who might kill us like he killed his own father, Saya spat. Suddenly, a hand was around her throat. Naruto-kun, stop! Siko shouted. She's right, even if she deserves it, Kyoko pleaded. I glad. I killed him, and I would do it again, Naruto growled as he pushed her away. He killed his own father, he really is a monster, Takashi whispered. And I thought he was cool, scary, but cool, Koda said. This is perfect, Shido thought. How could you kill your own father? Rei shouted. Naruto-kun killing his father, there has to be reason why Naruto did it, I just know it, Siko thought as she looked at Naruto. That's not true, the reason Naruto killed Kyoko, stop, they don't deserve an explanation. I'm leaving this bus, Naruto said as he looked around and saw the fear in everybody's eyes. Naruto, don't, Siko shouted. I have to. I won't stay where I'm not wanted, Naruto said as he picked up a bag with some water and food. Shizuka, stop the bus. Sorry Naruto-kun, but I don't want you to leave either, Shizuka replied. Stop the bus, or I will jump out. I'm leaving the bus one way or another. You decide which way, Naruto said. Stop the bus, Shizuka-chan, Kyoko said. But Kyoko-chan, Shizuka protested. Just do it, Kyoko ordered. Fine. Shizuka relented as she stopped the bus. Thank you, Kyoko-chan, Naruto said as he walked out the bus door, only for Siko to tackle him in the back and make him lose his balance, falling over the railing of the bridge. Naruto Keiyuen! Kyoko and Shizuka-chan shouted as they rushed out of the bus and looked over the rail to see Naruto and Siko swimming away. Thank God, they said when suddenly ouch. What the hell, Shizuka-chan? Kyoko said as she rubs her shoulder. How could you let Naruto leave the bus? Shizuka shouted. Don't worry, we will meet with him again. Look! Kyoko replied as she pointed at Naruto and Siko. Oh, he's going to her house, Shizuka said. Yes, and we'll follow him, Kyoko stated. What about the dead weight? Shizuka asked. I'll weed out the bad seeds during the bus ride, Kyoko replied. With Naruto and Siko on land. What the hell? Naruto shouted as Siko glared at him. Have you forgotten? You told me we would always take me anywhere with you, Siko shouted. Oh. Flashback. Naruto was in the secret hideout that only he and Siko knew about. He was sleeping when he heard the door open and Siko came in crying and bruised all over her body. My father found out about us being friends and threatened to disown me if I don't stop seeing you, she cried. That fool! I'm going to kill him! Naruto roared as he saw the bruises on her body. No, Naruto, I don't want you to get in trouble, Siko replied. Fine then. There is only one way to solve this, Naruto said as he began to walk out of the room. Where are you going? Siko shouted. I'm leaving, and I won't be seeing you again, Naruto replied coolly, when suddenly, Siko tackled him to the ground. Please Naruto-kun, don't leaving me, Siko begged as more tears came down. But I'm the reason why your father beats you and wants to disown you, Naruto shot back dejectedly. No you aren't, he used to get this way whenever I lost a kendo match when I was young. And besides, I think I love you, Siko muttered as she whispered the last 3 words. Fine, I'll stay. But we have to extra careful, Naruto replied as he turned around and hugged the crying Siko. Thank you, Naruto. Can you promise me something? Siko questioned. What is it, Siko-chan? Naruto asked. If you plan to leave this place, I want you to bring me with you, Siko demanded. Okay, I will, Naruto replied happily. Flashback end. Oh, I remember. I'm sorry, Naruto said. Don't mention it, Siko replied, when Naruto grabbed her hand. Let's get out of here, Naruto said as he pointed at some of them coming towards them. Look, Naruto-kun, a gas station, Siko cried as she pointed toward the station's direction. Yeah, and those bikes can help us to get to where we're going, Naruto replied as they ran there. Naruto, you check out the bikes and I'll check out the store, Siko said as she went into the store in front of the station. Look at all those bikes. Now, which one to choose? Naruto pondered as he looked at the bike. I don't know shit about bikes, so I have to pick the one that looks the coolest, Naruto muttered as he chose a red chopper. Within the store. Now what should I get? Siko said as they went through the aisles and picked all the things she might need like vegetables, meat, and non-perishable items, which she put in a backpack that she took from the mini supermarket. Please forgive me, Kami, Siko said as she took some money from the cashier register. Suddenly a bike came flying through the store's front door. Are you alright, Siko-chan? Naruto shouted as he ran towards the store. Damn it, Naruto! Siko shouted. Sorry about that, but I'm re-educating myself on how to ride a bike, Naruto explained. Just be carefully next time, Siko huffed as she came out of the store. And beside, that bike will never work with the amount of luggage we have. I guess you're right, Naruto muttered as he looked at the amount of bags that Siko had. We'll take that one, Siko announced, as she pointed to the bike with a sidecar. Don't move, bitch, a voice from behind them said. They turned around to see a man with a gun in his hand. I'll take the whore and the bike to go, he grinned as he walked closer to them. Take her, I'm finished with her, Naruto said nonchalantly as he pushed her towards the man. You bastard! I thought you loved me. I gave you my virginity, Siko shouted, then she spat on him. That's what I wanted you to think, Naruto replied as the man grabbed her from behind. Damn, I thought I was the bad guy, the man commented, when suddenly, ARRGGGHHH, as Siko's foot connected to his balls. Then, Naruto came flying in with a kick that sent the man crashing to the ground into some broken glass. Serves you right, Siko growled as she walked to Naruto and wiped the spit off of his cheek. Sorry about that, but I had to make it more convincing. She then kissed him on the spot, which made him blush. It's better than the last time, with you slapping me across my face, Naruto replied. You deserved it, you went too far in the name-calling, Siko reminded. Yeah, I did, now let's get out of here before them arrive, Naruto said as he pointed to the zombies coming. Naruto picked out the black bike as Siko put the thing in the sidecar, and then got on behind him. Damn, Siko-chan feels good, Naruto thought with a blush on his face as Siko pressed her breast against his back. I forgot how muscular Naruto was, Siko said as she wrapped her arms around his abs. Damn, Siko-chan, if only you knew what you're doing to me, Naruto thought. I wonder if I can sneak a feel and pretend that it was an accident, Siko thought as her hands traveled down his body. My dear sweet Kami. Unknown area. The beast is finally dead, how boring. And here I thought he was a challenge. A tan female with purple hair who was wearing a black combat suit with a bulletproof vest commented. She wore a white choke collar along with shooting glasses. Underneath her combat uniform, she wore a white sports bra, which showed off her lovely breast. Damn, I could sleep last night, she said as she rubbed her breast. Looks like you're in need of a massage, a man said slyly. When you are the best marksman in the police force, and the man I'm in love with, Rika replied. And who is this mystery man? The man asked. Like I would tell you, Rika said, walking away. On the bus. The only way this group will survive is for you to follow my instruction, Shido said with a big smile on his face. We will follow you anywhere, Shido-sama, his group chorused. We never said that you were our leader, Rei shouted. Yes you did, when you voted out Uzumaki, Shido replied. That because we didn't want a murdered to be our leader, Saya shouted as Takashi, Rei and Kota nodded their heads. But suddenly Shizuka slammed her foot on the brakes, and their faces slammed into the back of the other seats. Shido, who was standing up, was sent flying into one of the iron posts, which broke his glasses. What the hell, Shizuka-sensei? Rei shouted. Screw my doctor's oath, I won't drive a bunch of people who talk about Naruto in that way anymore, Shizuka said as she got up from behind the wheel. You don't know a thing about him. He killed his own father, and he's a murdered, what else do we need to know? Takashi started, when suddenly, Kyoko slapped him across his face. Shut up. You know anything about Naruto, or else you would know that his father was the one who tried to kill him. An angry Kyoko shouted, making everybody flinch. That's a lie, my father said that Naruto killed his best friend, Saya yelled. So that where you have been hearing that garbage, it was from Soichiro, I should have known, Kyoko growled. My father would never lie to me, Saya raged. Has he ever told you why he has one arm? Kyoko asked. He told me that manslayer attacked him when he visited his friend, Saya shouted. That's a lie. He lost his hand because he tried to rape me, Kyoko roared. Flashback 10 years ago. Damn it, I should have listened to father and stayed home tonight. Kyoko sighed as she walked on in the dark street alone as lightning flashed in the sky when she started to hear noise. Damn, I so scared. Suddenly 2 men jump out the alley wearing black coats with red clouds on them. Fresh meat, one of them grinned. And those lovely breasts, said the other one. Kyoko started running. Help somebody, help me, Kyoko shouted as she ran down the street. No one will help, this is our territory, Man 1 smirked. Got you, Man 2 exclaimed as he pinned her to the wall, only to receive a kick to the balls. Arr! He screeched as he fell to the ground. You, the second man shouted as he hit her across her face. Please don't hurt me, Kyoko shouted, but the man wasn't listening. I am going to enjoy this, the man said as lighting flashed, revealing the tall and intimidating man who looked at her like she was a piece of meat. He ripped off her blouse and started rubbing her breast, when suddenly, his right hand fell to the ground. The man screamed. Blood sprayed out of the arm. I hate men like you. A very beautiful katana-wielding woman with violet eyes and long red hair with strands that framed both sides of her face and a black clip that parts her hair to the left, keeping it out of her eyes, spat. She was wearing an outfit consisting of a high-collared, sleeveless slate blue blouse under a long, loose-fitting white dress. She was also wearing a dark blue wristband on her left wrist and lavender shinobi sandals. Die, you, the other one said from behind her, but the woman dodged the attack with ease and cuts off the man's head. You're next, she growled as she turned around and the lightning flashed again. Soichiro. Is that you? It couldn't be, but she was cut off as the man threw something in her eyes and ran off. Are you alright, miss? Kyoko questioned as she checked on her savior. I'm fine, the woman reassured as she took out a bottle of water and rinsed her eyes. Thank you for saving me, miss. Kushina Uzumaki. Flashback end. That's a lie. My father would never do a thing like that. Saya cried. Believe what you want to believe. Kyoko dismissed. No, she's lying. Saya thought. Flashback 10 years ago. What the hell happened to your hand, Soichiro? A woman with long light purple hair and eyes of matching color, her hair down at the back and much shorter in the front, shouted. She had a very slender figure and was wearing aristocratic attire, which consisted of a thin red dress, a white cloth wrapped around her arms and mid to lower body, and a silver necklace with a small charm on the front. Shut up and mind your own business. Soichiro shouted and pushed past her and went into house. Order me a prosthetic hand. I don't want Saya to see me like this. Dad, you're back. Saya shouted as she ran downstairs to hug her father, only to see him missing a hand. She cried in surprise before fainting. The next morning. Daddy? Saya shouted as she ran out of the room and down the stairs only to see her father eating breakfast. He is in his canon clothes, and he had both of his hands. It must have been a dream. Flashback end. But was that really a dream? Saya wondered. I can see why Saya hates Naruto, because her father poisoned her mind, but why do you guys hate him? Saya asked. I didn't hate him. I was scared of him, so I would avoid him in the hall, but after everything he did for me today, I have grown to like him. Misuzu replied with a blush on her face. Watch it, bitch, he's mine. Kyoko thought. She looked at the others. Well, I hate him. Don't tell me, the only reason you hate him is because of Saya ranting about Naruto and the rumors about him. Kyoko huffed as they held their heads down. You guys are just like Shido. I am not. Shut up, you bitch, you're just like the man you hate. Kyoko shouted at Rei. Watch how you talk about your leader, bitch. Shido said when suddenly, he received a punch to the face, breaking his nose. Consider yourself demoted. Kyoko glared. You, Shido's group shouted as they got up to attack Kyoko, only to be attacked by Shizuka and Misuzu. You have to go through us first. They defended. The more the merrier, one of them said as they pulled out knives. Stop, I have a better idea. Shido piped up. He pointed to a group of them coming towards them. Throw them outside. No, stop. Saya shouted, which shocked everybody, especially Kyoko. What? You want to be the one to kill her? Shido asked. No, if we kill her we will be no better than Uzumaki-san. Saya shouted. Uzumaki-san, wasn't she calling him Badasai a while ago? Everybody thought. She has to go, or we will have more conflict in our group. Shido explained coldly. You mean you only want people that you can control? Shizuka shouted. That's a lie. Shido replied. She's right. All of the students in Shido's group are under his control. Kyoko spat, receiving a backhand from Shido. Enough talking. Throw them out. Shido shouted. No, stop. Saya shouted. Throw her out too. Shido ordered. He watched in satisfaction as his group threw them out of the bus. Saya! Takashi, Rei and Kota shouted as they ran out of the bus. Damn it, Takashi, this is all your fault. If you had listened to me, Shido would have been dead. Rei cried as they reached the others, only to be surrounded by a massive horde of zombies. Cut. Chapter 4, Night of the Dead. You mean, you only want people that you can control? Shizuka accused. That's a lie. Shido replied. She's right. All of the students in Shido's group are under his control. Kyoko replied, only to receive a backhand from Shido. Enough talking. Throw them out. Shido demanded. No, stop. Saya pleaded. Throw her out too. Shido ordered as the group threw them out. Saya! Takashi, Rei and Kota shouted as they ran out of the bus. Damn it, Takashi! This is all your fault. Rei shouted as she watched the bus drive away. If you had listened to me, Shido would have been dead. As they reached the others, they were suddenly surrounded by zombies. On the bridge, the group was surrounded by undead, while Takashi and Hirano killed them. I should have kept my mouth shut. Saya thought guiltily as she stepped back from the undead. Damn, Takashi! Look behind you! Rei shouted as she speared one with her mop. If only Naruto-kun was here. Misuzu thought in dismay. Damn, we're going to die at this rate. Shizuka exclaimed. Smack. Snap out of it. We are not going to die. Kyoto shouted as Shizuka rubbed her swollen cheek. Damn it, Kyoto-chan, you did have to hit me that hard? Shizuka muttered. Saya-san, I'm low on nails. Hirano shouted as the zombies came closer to them. What the hell do you want from me, fat ass? I gave you all the nails I had already. Saya growled. We're all going to die. Rei shouted, unhelpfully. Shut up, Rei, you are going to attract more. Takashi replied as Rei glared at him, the zombies slowly getting closer. Suddenly, there was a cry of Yahoo! Accompanied by a parachute covering some of the zombies and pulling them off the bride. What the hell just happened? Saya called, when they saw a hand holding onto the edge of the bridge. I made it in time, the woman assured herself as she pulled herself up. Principal Hinata/Hina-chan. The students in Kyoto and Shizuka shouted respectively as they saw their blue-haired savior. No time to talk now, Hinata shouted as she put on a safety gloves and jumped into the air, attacking the zombies. 8 trigrams, 62 palms. She yelled as she sent zombies flying in all directions all over the bridge. She amazing. Rei muttered in awe. Smart, sexy and powerful. I knew I chose right when I made her my hero. Saya thought as she watched her hero in action. Who knew our principal was such a badass? Misuzu said. Takashi and Hirano nodded, blood running down their faces from their noses. What are you looking at? Run! Hinata urged. Taking her advice, they ran away, Hina following after them. With Naruto and Siko. They were riding on the bike, Siko pressing her body against Naruto while her hands snaked around his chest and waist. The breeze is amazing, Siko said in an innocent and gleeful tone as she wrapped her hands tighter around Naruto's waist. Naruto smiled, he loved seeing this side of her. Yeah, it is. Especially when you're spending it with someone special. Naruto replied, a blush appearing on Siko's face as she buried it into Naruto's back. Yeah, you're right, but we can't afford to enjoy it. Look, there are zombies everywhere. Siko stated. I'll make you another promise. Naruto started after a while. When we find a way to stop the zombie problem, I'll take you somewhere where we can be like this again. He promised, causing the blush on Siko's face to deepen. I'll hold you to that. Siko smiled as they continued down the road. Back with the others. Hina-chan, what are you doing here? And how did you find us? Kyoto asked as they walked along the bridge. Yeah, I thought you went to my sister after you left the school. Shizuka commented. Well, I was, until she sent me to find Naruto-kun and bring him to her. It was actually an accident that I found you guys. Hinata replied, looking around. So where is Naruto-kun? Why don't you ask them? Kyoko growled as she turned around to glare at Saya and the others. What did they do? Hinata asked, turning to Misuzu, who told her. You idiots, you know nothing about Naruto to judge him. She barked as she glared at them, making them flinch. That's what I told them, Kyoto commented. I thought you guys were smarter than that, especially you, Saya. Hinata snarled, causing tears to fall from Saya's eyes, because her hero was disappointed in her. But my father, she started. Screw that bastard, he's one of the reasons that Naruto lost his mother. Hinata glared as she stalked up to them. I should leave you guys for the zombie, like you did to Naruto. She growled. Please don't do that. We're sorry. Please don't leave us, Principal Hinata. Kyoto, what do you think? Hinata asked. Leave them. Kyoto replied coldly, making tears come out of Rei's eyes. Misuzu? Hinata questioned. I could care less what happens to them. Misuzu replied, making them panic. Shizuka? Hinata asked. Well, they did stand up for us when Shido wanted to throw us off. Shizuka trailed off, as Kyoto glared at her. What? They did stand up for us. She defended. Is she telling the truth? Hinata asked as she eyes Kyoto, who nodded her head. Because of that, I won't leave you here. But mess with Naruto-kun again, and I will kill you myself. She threatened. Everyone nodded, showing they got the message. So, where do you think Naruto-kun is going? Misuzu asked to change the subject. My sister's place would be good to stay at. Shizuka guessed. She looked back at her as they found an abandoned van. It's a mansion along the river surrounded by a huge wall. My sister's a big fan of monster ambulances, so she has an ambulance that looks like a huge tank this big, she explained as she held out her arms to emphasize how big the tank was, oblivious to the fact that her J-cup breast jiggled as she did this. What about your families? Saya asked, trying to get back into good grace with her hero, who was still ignoring her. My parents are not in the neighborhood, but I'd go anywhere as long as I'm with Takagi-chan, Kota said with a blush on his round face while Saya looked disgusted. So tell me, Kota, where is your family? Are they close by? Misuzu asked. My father is a jewelry store manager, so he's in New York on business. My mom's a fashion designer, so she's in Paris right now. Kota explained. Yeah, right, do you expect us to believe that crap? Saya shouted as Rei nodded her head. That sounds like it's right out of a manga. What, I bet your grandfather is the captain of a cruise ship from another country? Well, my grandfather was a violinist, he replied, chuckling awkwardly. With Naruto and Siko. Is that you, Naruto-kun? Siko asked as she looked around. Unfortunately, she didn't see anybody. Damn, I wanted him to see me in this outfit. She whined to herself, wearing nothing but an apron and a thong. This outfit will finally open your eyes to see that I'm a woman and not just your best friend. Siko muttered as turned the stove down, when suddenly, she heard glass shattering behind her. Naruto-kun, when did you get here? Did you hear anything? Anyway, dinner will be done soon. Siko shuddered as a huge blush appeared on her face. Naruto's eyes nearly popped out. Siko was in nothing but an apron and black thong panties. The sight left him standing in shock, mouth hanging open. Yes, it has, and I do see you as a woman. Then show me. Siko said seductively as Naruto walked up to her. With the others. We finally made it. Now to put in the code. Hinata said as she typed in the code, making the massive gate open to show a mansion. Holy shit, it's bigger than my house! Saya exclaimed as they entered the mansion, the gate closing behind them. Suddenly, lights started to turn on in the courtyard, and there it was. A massive customized rhino tank without the gun. It had the ambulance color and design and had a hole in the roof where the gun used to be and big tires. Holy shit! This woman is my god! Hirano's awed voice was heard, as his mouth hung open, his hands twitching in anticipation. See? Doesn't it look like a monster ambulance? Shizuka commented at Hirano's side with a smile, arms crossed over her chest. What kind of sister do you have? Saya asked in a still curious but exasperated voice. Let's just say she is the world's greatest doctor. Kyoto replied as she followed Hinata into the house. I bet those things can't jump the fence, said Rei as she looked around. The house was framed with high metal fencing. We should be able to sleep peacefully. She finished. With Naruto and Siko. Naruto couldn't control himself as he quickly moved to kiss her lips, their tongues going into each other's throats, while they were lying on the bed. After they broke away from the kiss, Naruto untied the string holding the apron together, leaving Siko in her black thong. Phew Naruto-kun, it seems like I taught you well. Hinata said from behind them with Naruto's sword at her neck. Hina-chan, is Naru? Kyoto started, when suddenly she saw them. Yeep! Siko shouted as she covered her face. What the hell are they doing here? Naruto asked as he glared at the three of them. W. Shut up. I didn't ask you anything. Naruto roared at Rei. Hey Don, as Naruto glared at Takashi, who shut his mouth instantly. They are here because Saya stood up for us when Shido wanted to throw us out, and they got thrown because of that. Kyoto replied. That doesn't mean that you should help them. They're the reason why I got thrown out in the first place, especially her. Naruto barked as he pointed at Saya, who held her head down in shame. I deserve it, whatever happens to me, because I took my father's side without even listening to what Uzumaki-san had to say. Saya, though, sadly. I should throw you out of this house and let them eat you, just like how you threw me out of the bus. Naruto growled coldly as they all flinched. But I'm not like you, so I'm going to let you stay. But one slip up, and you're out of here. I can't believe he'll let us stay. Takashi thought in bewilderment. That was scary. Rei thought. I was wrong about you, Uzumaki-kun. Saya told herself. Siko, Hinata, Kyoto, Saya, Rei, Misuzu, and Shizuka were currently getting out of their dirty clothes and heading to the upstairs bath. Naruto went to watch the TV while the others, still scared of Naruto, went to the rooms to search for something that could help them. Naruto turned on the TV and sat on the couch. He turned the channels until he got to the news channel. Killing pandemic that has been occurring all over the world continues to spread with unprecedented speed. Our government as well as other countries are collapsing as they do not have any solution. The reporter said as she continued to talk some more. In this country alone, the pandemic has claimed over 2 million lives, the newswoman said as she showed a few clips that the camera crew had caught. Because of the infectiousness nature of this disease and the lack of help from the government, it has been spreading nonstop. But fear not. The Red Dawn is here to help. They are offering shelter to the uninfected. The reporter stated as she handed the mic to the CEO of Red Dawn. We will accept anybody. It doesn't matter if you are poor or rich, you are all welcome here. Shido's father said with a fake smile on his face. And if you see my son out there, please help him, for he can help you. He said as he handed back the mic to the reporter. What a guy, you can see why the people love him. Wait, what is this? It seemed like we have been given the order to withdraw from the area, the reporter informed. Get out of here, there come, the police shouted. Ladies and gentlemen, this is goodbye for now, and good luck out there. The reporter finished. As he started to run, he shouted. Wish us luck, everybody. As the TV went blank. Bastard, I know you are the reason why there is an outbreak. Naruto growled as he turned off the TV and laid down on the couch. In the bathroom. Shizuka, who was currently sharing the tub with Hinata, Siko, and Kyoto, gave out a sigh of pure bliss. Rei and Saya were in the other tube at the far side of the room. Misuzu was sitting on a stool in front of the mirror with the shower head in her hand so she could wash herself, getting all the sweat, dirt, and grime off of her body. Oh, this sure feels nice. Rei moaned out as she stretched her arms over her head, then leaned back into the tub, her legs closed and leaning against Saya, who pushed her away. Stay on your side of the tube. Saya growled as she moved further away from Rei. Come on, Saya-chan, don't be like that. Rei replied as she got closer to Saya, who got out of the tube and walked over to Misuzu. It's so good. It feels like I'm melting away. Miss Shizuka sighed out as she sat there enjoying the water. Yeah, it's like I don't have any care in the world, Kyoto agreed as she lay back on Hinata. Damn it, Kyoto, you're crushing my breast. Hinata yelped. Like I could crush your huge breast. Kyoto scoffed playfully. So, Siko-chan, are you still a virgin? Hinata asked suddenly. Siko sputtered, a huge blush appearing on her face. Saya was currently scrubbing her arms and shoulders while Misuzu was washing the undersides of her breast and her belly, rubbing a lot of soap all over herself. This is shampoo, right? Saya asked, holding up a bottle and staring at it without her glasses on, making Misuzu giggle at her facial expression. Kyoto-chan, could you wash my back? Shizuka asked her friend. Turn around. Kyoto sighed as Shizuka turned around, only for her breast to hit Siko in the face. Damn you, sensei, and your humongous breast! Siko roared. Rei suddenly looked confused when Shizuka started to subconsciously fondle them from across the room. They're as big as your sisters. Hinata commented. Yup, I know, I get that a lot. Shizuka said with confidence radiating from her voice. They're almost impossibly gigantic. Rei thought as she looked at her with jealous. She wanted to go over there and squeeze the older woman's tits, but she couldn't because she knew Hinata and the others didn't like her. I'm surrounded by women that would kill for Uzumaki-san, and even my hero has some connection to him. That means he can't be a bad guy, right? Saya asked as she looked back and watched Shizuka grope herself. Did I make the right decision when I believed what my father had said about Uzumaki-kun? Seeing that Saya was distracted and currently had her eyes closed, Misuzu grabbed the shower hose and sprayed the ice-cold water on Saya's lower back. This caused the girl to jump almost off the stool she was sitting on and let out a scream. That scream of yours is sexier than I thought. Misuzu purred as she turned back to the mirror, missing Saya filling up a small wash pail with water. Saya then poured the cold water on Misuzu, which caused the girl to gasp out loud, and then shiver in a way that would make you think that she just had a small orgasm. With Hirano and Takashi. Hirano was checking a metal locker while Takashi lay on the bed. Sounds like the girls are having fun, commented Takashi absent-mindedly. Would you like to peek, like a real man should? Teased Hirano with a smirk on his face. Are you crazy? Half the women in there can and will kill us if we peek on them. Takashi exclaimed as he turned on the TV. And don't forget that Naruto-san warned us about slipping up. Shit, I forgot all about that. A scared Hirano said as he tried to open a locked compartment. It would suck if this is empty. He muttered as he struggled to open it. Is the real man having trouble opening the door? Taunted Takashi as he started to laugh. Shut up, Takashi, and help me open this. Hirano grumbled. Takashi directed his gaze towards boy. Why? You find something? Hirano nodded while still trying to open the locker. I found ammo, so there has to be. Takashi got up from the bed. He was standing behind Hirano. Let's do it on 3. Takashi said, both boys putting their hands on the crowbar. 1, 2, 3 pull. As they pulled tighter, and the door came flying open. Ouch, that hurts. Takashi exclaimed as he got up and saw what was in the safe. Hey Hirano, come and look at this. Takashi called as Hirano got up. What is it? Hirano asked as he saw what was in the safe. Holy shit! He exclaimed as he rocketed back with a nosebleed. Hey Hirano, are you okay? Takashi asked, when suddenly, Hirano jumped up and grabbed the 2 rocket launchers and started to laugh, which really scared Takashi. AG-36 grenade launcher, and the QLZ-87 grenade launcher. Hirano laughed as he kissed them. Damn, and she's supposed to be a doctor. Takashi whistled as he looked at the guns. As he did so, Hirano began to mumble something. QLZ-87. Caliber, 35 by 32 mm SR. Type, gas-operated, magazine-fed automatic grenade launcher. Overall length, 970 mm. Weight, 12 kg in light configuration, with scope and bipod, less magazine, 20 kg on tripod, less magazine. Effective range, up to 600 m. Point targets, 1700 m maximum. Rate of fire, 500 rounds per minute. AG-36. Caliber, 40 by 46 mm. Type, single shot. Overall length, 348 millimeters. Weight, 1.5 kilograms unloaded. Effective range, up to 400 m area targets, up to 150 m point targets. We can't lose with these babies, Hirano said as he kissed them again. I hate to break your little gun bubble, but there are only 4 rockets in here, Takashi pointed out. Hirano pushed past him to look for himself. No, Hirano shouted in anguish when he saw the 4 rockets, 2 for each launcher. Then his eyes spotted the other guns. Coke 121 Hong Kong dollars. Caliber 7.62x51 NATO. Length 1165 millimeters. Barrel length 550 millimeters. Weight 10.8 kilograms. Rate of fire N/A. The AK-999 Barsuk. Caliber 7.62x51 NATO. Length 1165 millimeters. Barrel length 550 mm. Weight 10.8 kilograms. Rate of fire N/A. Hirano's eyes widened in glee. Now this was a serious jackpot. Back with the girls. Principal Hinata, how do you know Naruto-kun? Siko asked as Kyoto washed her back. Firstly, stop calling me that, I'm not your principal anymore. Second, I'm the one who taught Naruto how to do Byakugan. Hinata explained. Flashback 9 years ago. 8 trigrams 32 palms. The masked shinobi with the yin-yang symbol on the mask shouted, with some palm thrust at another masked shinobi with a swirl symbol on the mask. 2 palms! Shouted the other one as the swirl masked shinobi dodged it by moving left and right. 4 palms! The yin-yang masked shinobi shouted an attack again, but the swirl masked shinobi dodged it again by jumping away. 16 palms! As the swirl masked shinobi used the sword to block the attack. 32 palms! As the swirl masked shinobi continued to block with the sword, when suddenly, 4 of the palm thrusts connected to the swirl masked shinobi's chest and shoulder. Arg! The swirl masked shinobi screamed out in pain. Got you! Now to finish you! The yin-yang masked shinobi shouted, when suddenly, Uzumaki Art Double Blade Strike! The swirl masked shinobi shouted, making another sword appeared and attack yin-yang masked shinobi, who was able to dodge the first one, only for the second one hit. HHH! The yin-yang masked shinobi screamed out in pain. You are the only one to survive that attack, the swirl masked shinobi said. I could say the same to you. The yin-yang masked shinobi shot back as they prepared to attack again. Gentle step twin lion fists. 2 sword style, swirling tide. The masked shinobi shouted as they attached each other. Got you! Yin-yang masked shinobi said as her hand stopped at the swirl masked shinobi's jugular vein. Look again. The swirl masked shinobi smirked, a sword near her opponent's heart. Ha 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 ha, it's a draw. Yin-yang masked shinobi laughed as she took off her mask. Just like old times, Kushina-chan. Ah, I see you're still deadly as ever, Hinata, Kushina said as she took her mask off. She had fair skin, violet eyes, long fiery red hair with strands that framed both sides of her face, and a black clip that parted her hair to the left, keeping it out of her eyes. She was wearing an elaborate, high-collared kimono with the Yuzushiogakure symbol on the back of the obi, which was tied around her waist. You forced me to use my Byakugan style, Hinata commented. So when did you get back? Kushina asked as she put away her swords. Yesterday, for the clan head ceremony, Hinata replied. I see, so what brought you back? Kushina asked. I finished my studies, so I'm here to stay, Hinata reported as Kushina squealed and hugged her friend. I'm so happy! I really missed you! Kushina cheered as they started to laugh. Me too, Hinata responded. I would like you to meet my son, Kushina stated suddenly before dragging Hinata away. You guys aren't worth my time. Naruto spat as he dodged their attacks with ease, before delivering the final blow to each of them. That was easy, he muttered, when he heard somebody clap, which made him turn around to see his mother and a beautiful blue-haired woman. Come here, Naruto-kun, Kushina said as Naruto came over. Wow, Kushina, your son sure is strong. And handsome too. Hinata purred, a blush appearing on Naruto's face. Naruto-kun, this is my best friend, Hinata Hyuga, Kushina introduced. It's nice to meet you, Hyuga-sama, Naruto greeted with a polite bow. Call me Hinata-chan, Hyuga-sama makes me feel old. Hinata grinned as she lowered her head, revealing her cleavage. This made Naruto blush even harder. Naruto, get over here, your training isn't finished, an angry voice shouted. Team, Kushina growled. I have to go. It was nice meeting you, Hiya. He stopped, then corrected himself. Hinata-chan, Naruto called as he ran off. Who was that? Hinata asked. Nobody. Kushina replied grumpily as they sat down. Kushina, can I ask you for a favor? Hinata asked suddenly. Anything. Kushina replied. I want you to teach me how to use a sword, Hinata said determinedly. But what about the Hyuga law? A shocked Kushina asked. Don't worry about it, Hinata replied. But your father will disown you if you learn another style, Kushina exclaimed. Don't worry about that old prune, I'm in charge now, Hinata responded, showing off her clan head ring. Oh Kami, this is wonderful. Of course I'll teach you, Kushina cried happily. Thank you, Kushina. And to show my appreciation, I will teach your son the Byakugan. Flashback end. On the bridge, a news reporter was giving a report on the efforts made by a small group of police officers to protect a group of survivors from the clutches of the nearby infected. As she continued her report, one of the officers learned that the group would no longer get support from the police headquarters. Angered by this, he slammed his headset against the pavement. Damn police officers! Naruto growled as he turned off the TV. Suddenly, a pair of hands wrapped around the blonde's neck, startling him. Moments later, a visibly intoxicated Shizuka appeared from the shadows. Naruto-kun, she slurred as her sizable breast smashed against Naruto's back. Her hand went straight for his crotch and started to rub it when Naruto stopped her. Stop that, you're drunk, Naruto sighed as he turned around his head to see that the only thing she was wearing was a damp towel. Dear Kami. As his member began to grow when suddenly she captures his lips with her as she deepens the kiss by using her tongue. Chapter 5 Alice of the Dead. With Takashi and Hirano. As he grabbed the binoculars to get a better look, Takashi saw a little girl screaming over a dead body that must have been her father, inadvertently attracting the attention of them in the process. Hirano! Called Takashi, pointing to where the girl was. Already on it, boss. Let's rock and roll! Shouted Koda as he began to kill any of them that got too close to her. Takashi ran inside, grabbed his bat, and was heading to the stairs when Rei stopped him. Takashi, what's happening? Why is Hirano shooting? I thought we were supposed to be quiet. She asked him. Look, I ain't got much time to explain. A little girl's in trouble and needs our help. Takashi yelled over his shoulder as he ran down the stairs. I'm coming with you. Rei shouted back as she grabbed her spear and followed after him. With Naruto. Damn it, Siko-chan, open the door. Naruto called as he knocked on the door. Suddenly, he heard some gunshots and screaming. Damn it! He cursed as he ran downstairs. Kyoto? What's going on? Naruto all but screamed at her. Rei and Takashi-kun both went running outside to save a little girl from the zombies. Kyoto explained. What were they thinking? The noise from the gun that Koda was shooting would attract the zombies. Why didn't they call me? Naruto exclaimed. Because they're scared of you. Kyoto replied evenly as Naruto glared at her. That a stupid excuse and you know it. Naruto growled. Go and wake up the others and tell them to start packing anything that is necessary. Why, are we moving? Kyoto asked. Yeah. Those fools' gunshots are calling all the zombies here. Naruto stated, when suddenly, a purple blur known as Siko ran past him as he ran back to his room to grab his sword. With the others. After unstrapping Naruto's bike, Takashi kick-started it and tore off in the direction of the girl. As he made his way to her, he noticed that the heads of any of the zombies in front of him would soon have a hole in the center of them. Hirano really is a damn good sniper, he thought, seeing another one go down. Finally, Takashi made it to the house where the girl was. Riding through the open gate, he put the bike into a slide, turning it into a plow to take down 2 of zombies. Quickly getting back to his feet, Takashi pulled bat and went to town on them. He hit the heads of 4 of them that had just come through the gate. As their bodies fell to the ground, Takashi slammed the gate shut and locked it. Get away from me! I didn't do anything wrong! Daddy, where are you? A little girl with shoulder-length pink hair with bangs reaching down from the side of her temples stretching outwards, purple-colored eyes, and a mole under her left eye screamed as Takashi walked towards her. She had a white headband on her head and she was wearing a white jacket, a pink dress top and a light blue skirt, black socks and shoes. That guy looks like Imamura, Takashi thought absently as he glanced at the dead man. With Naruto. Naruto saw Siko cutting down zombies that had made it through the gate, while Rei and Nasuzu were trying to hold the zombies back from breaking through in the first place. Guys, watch out! Hinata shouted from out of nowhere, cutting off the hands and head of a zombie that was preventing the gate from closing. Now push! She called as they closed the gate. What about Takashi-kun? Rei questioned. I'll go and get him. Naruto replied, walking towards them. Naruto, I found my sister's sword. Shizuka shouted as she threw the sword to him. He caught it, and then immediately threw to Siko. You know I don't use those type of swords anymore. He called over his shoulder as he climbed the wall and started walking on it to get to his destination. Wow! Siko murmured as she admired the sword. It was a normal katana with the exception of the guard, which was in the shape of a four-pointed bronze-colored star. Its hilt was light blue, and the sheath was dark blue. Siko unsheathed it. I can't accept this, she mumbled. His name is Hirinmaru, and Naruto gave it to you for reason, Hinata said, coming up to Siko. What do you want? Siko replied in a cold voice as she looked up to glare at Hinata, who had a daisho sword pair consisting of a tachi and a wakizashi. Their cross guards were rectangles with the corners cut off, decorated by a pattern of cherry petals and lines, and each sporting a dark blue handle. Okay, I suppose I deserve the cold shoulder, but that's why we need to talk. Hinata sighed as she sheathed her two swords. We have no time for that, Siko stated simply as she attacked another zombie. With Naruto. Naruto soon found the idiot Takashi holding onto a small girl around 7 years old who was crying over a dead body. Naruto realized why Takashi and Kota did what they did. It was for the girl and the small pup. Mister, watch out! The young girl screamed at Takashi, who quickly pushed the girl out of the way and swung his bat to prevent the zombie from biting him. Damn, these things are strong, Takashi thought as he now lay on the ground trying to push them away from him. Hiten Mitsurajiryu Ryutsuizen, Dragon Hammer Flash! Naruto yelled as he jumped off the wall and delivered a powerful strike to the zombie's head, sending the flesh flying. If wasn't for the fact that you were out here to save this little girl, I would let the zombies eat you, Naruto stated in a cold voice. Uzumaki-senpai! Takashi exclaimed in both fear and surprise. Naruto's eyebrow began to twitch in annoyance. Shut up, you fool, you're only making it worse, Naruto said. He saw the body that the little girl hanging on to. I'm guessing that person over there is your father? Naruto questioned quietly to the girl, causing her to shake her head. No. He's my neighbor. He was watching me until my father till daddy comes back from work. The little girl stuttered out with tears in her eyes. He answered the door, and got shot in the head by some man, who took his gun before leaving. I see. And if you could tell me your name, Takashi over here will take you and your dog to a safe place, Naruto explained. And my name is Alice. The young girl, now identified as Alice, responded slightly. Alice? That's a pretty name. Naruto smiled softly at Alice, who visibly relaxed. Senpai, more of them are coming, Takashi warned. Will you stop the shouting? Naruto growled as he saw the group of zombies coming towards them. Shit, Naruto cursed. Okay, I'll clear the road for you two to escape, he said. But mister, you could die, Alice exclaimed. Don't worry about me, sweetie, I won't die, Naruto replied with a smile and a wink. He then turned to Takashi. I want you to tell Hinata to put everything and everybody in the tankbulance and come get me. Hi, senpai, Takashi shouted, only to be conked in the head. Keep your voice down, Naruto hissed as ran through the gate, screaming. Come me utme, I taste like chicken, he yelled as he ran the opposite direction of the gate as the zombies followed Naruto. Let's go, Takashi said as soon as coast was clear. They ran towards the gate. Shit! Naruto shouted as he stopped, a group of zombies in front of him. Kukukuka. Let the games begin, he shouted as a smile crept onto his face, the zombies walking ever closer. Hiten Mitsurajiryu! Naruto shouted as he started cutting down zombies left and right without the smile leaving his face. In fact, it only got bigger with each new dead zombie. Back at the house. Takashi's coming, open the gate, Kota shouted, only to be hit in the head. Look what you did, fat ass! Saya screamed as she showed him the zombies coming back towards the gate. Hinata, Siko, take care of those zombies, Kyoto ordered. The girls ran towards the gate. Misuzu, open the gate, Takashi is coming back with the girl. Hi, Misuzu said as she opened the gate, only to see a group of them in front of her. Let's shed some blood, Hirinmaru baby, Siko murmured as she attacked the first zombies, cutting it in half with a swing of the sword. Oh yes! I love you, Hirinmaru-kun, she moaned as she cut down the rest of the zombies. I'm starting to like this girl, Hinata commented as she watched Siko cut down zombies with a smile on her face. Let's show her how to really kill zombies, Kaiten Kaikatsu, Flower Heaven, Crazy Bone, she grinned as she jumped into the fray, cutting 2 zombies in half at the same time as the others watched on. Is it me, or are all swordsmen and women totally crazy? Misuzu questioned in awe, when suddenly Takashi came rushing through the gate with Alice in his arms. Kyoto-sensei, Takashi shouted. Damn, Takashi-san, keep your voice down, Kyoto growled. Sorry about that, but Naruto-senpai said that we should pack the things that we need into the tankbulance and come get him, Takashi explained as he put Alice down. Rei, Misuzu, Koda, and Shizuka were leaving this place, so put all the necessary things into the tank-ambulance, Kyoto ordered. Everyone began to pack up the things they would need. Takashi, I'll take care of the girl, so go and help them pack, Kyoto said. Hi, Takashi replied before running into the house. Hey there, sweetie, my name's Kyoto, what's yours? Kyoto asked. With Naruto. Uzumaki-style spinning top, Naruto shouted as he started to spin. The zombies came to him only to get their head cut off as their bodies crashes to the ground. Where the hell are they? Naruto wondered aloud as he started to breathe hard. The zombies just kept on coming. Ryukensen, Kagurashi, Dragon Coiling Flash, Wintry Wind, Naruto called as he swung the sword behind him, right into the zombie's head without looking, sending it crashing into the others. Suddenly, Naruto did a frontal somersault over the zombies. On the way down, he swung his sword right into the zombie's head, killing it. Where the hell are they all coming from? Naruto exclaimed as he took out another one. I'm going to kill Takashi and Koda for make so much noise, Naruto growled as he took down another one. With the others. A zombie raised its hand in an attempt to grab at Siko, and at that moment, her body was nearly trembling with ecstasy. She spun the blade at her side, first slicing off the creature's hand, then whipping it across all three of them at once, removing their heads. The slight ring of her katana was silenced as she slipped it into its sheath, and the three creatures fell to the ground. She stood up straight once again with a smile on her face, letting her head fall back as she closed her eyes. That was good. She just like Batasai. I guess I'll have to be careful around her too, Rei thought as she watched Siko's sickening display. At least she's on our side, a trembling Saya thought as she watched from the tank-ambulance. I can't be outdone by a little girl, Hinata commented loudly as she saw four of them coming. She immediately charged to attack them by jumping into the air and cutting two of them vertically in half. She watched as horizontal pieces fell to the ground. Is that all you've got? She screamed as she cut off both of their heads, then vertical slashed to finish them off. And I thought I was a sadist. Siko hummed absently as she watched Hinata. Principal Hinata is the greatest. Saya cheered with a smile spreading over her face. Hinata, Siko, we're ready, Kyoto called as the others entered the tank-ambulance. Hi, the two women replied as the tank-ambulance stopped beside them. The girls then jumped in. Let's go and get Naruto-kun, Shizuka said as they drove the tank-ambulance through the gate, crushing several zombies. With Naruto. Ryutsuizen, Dragon Hammer Flash, Naruto roared as he cut down two more of the zombies. Damn it! I don't know how much longer I can last, he panted, when suddenly he heard his name. Naruto-kun, stretch out your hands, Siko called. Naruto did as he was told, and seconds later, his Siko and Hinata pulled him into the safety of the vehicle right on top them. A guy could get used to this. Naruto smirked with his head in Siko's cleavage. Siko herself was blushing. What took you so long? He questioned as he got up. Sorry, Naruto-kun, but we had a lot of stuff and so little time to pack, Kyoto replied. Why did we have to leave that place? It was safe, Rei asked Hinata, who shook her head, about to answer. But it was Saya who spoke next. Don't be stupid, it isn't safe here anymore since Fat Ass and Baka Takashi created all that noise. They brought so many of them to our doorstep that they're basically flooding the place, Saya explained as she glared at them. It would be the best course of action to leave this place for somewhere safer. Couldn't have said it better myself, Naruto replied, shocking Saya. Did he just agree with me? Saya thought, bewildered. And just look out the window, Naruto continued as he pointed to the group of zombies behind them. Do you still think it's safe? That's not the only reason we're leaving. Though I'm sure you all see it, Hinata said. What is that, Hinata-san? Misuzu asked. That Shizuka's sister's place is full of sake instead of food, Kyoto explained as Hinata nodded her head in affirmation. You guys would know a lot about that, Naruto commented, causing a to blush appeared on both Shizuka and Kyoto's faces. So, where are we going? Shizuka asked, changing the subject. We are going to the safest place on Earth, Hinata replied. Which is Rei prompted. Tsunade's lab, Hinata finished. Who is this Tsunade person? Koda asked. God. Not only are you fat, but you're also an idiot. Dr. Tsunade is the greatest doctor alive, Saya explained in annoyance. Yeah, and she's the one who sent me to get Naruto and bring him back to her lab, Hinata said. How can we get to Big Sis's lab when it is underwater? Shizuka asked. Don't worry about that, all we have to DOHSHIT, Hinata shouted, spotting hundreds of zombies in front of them. Why are you slowing down? Rei shouted. Are you stupid? There's no way she could mow down all of them without this thing turning over. Saya yelled back. Take out the QLZ-87 grenade launcher, Kota-san, Naruto ordered. A sadistic smile appeared on Kota's face. Oh yeah! Kota shouted as he quickly took it out and put in one of the rockets, only for Naruto to grab it away from him and give it to Kyoto. Hey, I wanted to be the one to fire it, Kota protested. Then next you won't do something stupid without thinking, Naruto growled. Then, he looked to Kyoto. Do you remember how to use it? Hell yeah, I was taught by the best, Kyoto replied excitedly as she opened the roof of the tankbulance. Oh yeah baby! She screamed as she fired the rockets. Kaboom! A loud explosion rocked the tankbulance as the rockets were fired one after another. Nice shot, Naruto commented as everybody started to cheer, except for Kota, who was crying animatedly. As the tankbulance drove through and over the burning flesh, Kota thought, ah man, I wanted to be the one to fire it. Siko, it's time we have a talk, Hinata said suddenly, climbing to the top of the tankbulance, Siko following her. I wonder what that's about, Kota commented. Shut up and mind your own business, fat ass. It doesn't take a genius to see what's going on, Saya replied. I bet it has something to do with this morning. On the roof. Siko, Naruto is no ordinary man, Hinata started. I already know that, and I accept him, Siko replied as Hinata shook her head. No you don't, Hinata responded. Siko glared at her. Naruto is going to be the Hokage for the last remaining ninja clans, the Senju, Hyuga and the Uzumaki, who are the protectors of the Prime Minister. I never knew that, or the fact that the Prime Minister uses ninja bodyguards, Siko admitted as she looked to Hinata. You said that Naruto is going to become a Hokage? Yes, the leader of the clans. He is also the last of his clan, so he is going to need more than one wife to accomplish the goal of rebuilding his clan, Hinata replied. Then why didn't Naruto tell me about it? Siko asked. Naruto knows about the rebuild his clan part, but not about being the Hokage, Hinata explained, looking to the sky. I need to ask you a question. Are you still going to pursue Naruto after what I've just told you? Air Force One. Over 500 feet in the air above Washington, D.C., Air Force One was experiencing its own problems. Aim for the head. Not a second later, bullets flew through the air, killing 2 of the 4 zombies coming their way. Who the hell let them get on? One of the Secret Service's agents shouted out loud as he reloaded his assault rifle before shooting again. God damn it! The First Lady's been bitten, another Secret Service's agent said before looking down the sight of his pistol and shooting the First Lady in the head. While this was going on, the President was on a plane in his office with the Vice President, his personal bodyguards, and some other important military officials. Mr. President, we need you to input the code, the Vice President urged the President, who was unresponsive. He stayed silent as he rubbed his wedding ring. Please listen to me, sir. I've been bitten, and now it's only a matter of time before we are all turned. We don't even have anywhere to land. This is why we must suppress every country that is pointing ICBMs at the US while we still can. Aside from officially announcing National State of Emergency Tactical Regulation 666D, we have no way of fulfilling our duty to both the Constitution and the people, the chairman said as he slammed his bandage-covered hands on the table. All around the world, every last scientist is working to find a cure for this. We need to hold out a little bit longer, the president said. We must enter the code, sir, it's the only way, the vice president shouted. Not soon after, the chairman began to cough up blood and turn paler by the second. My time is almost up. Please do this for me, sir, for the country. God bless. The chairman uttered his final words before he was shot and killed. The president lowered his head in a prayer in hopes that this will all end soon. 5 hours later. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Alice sang as the dog, newly named Zeke, wagged his tail, happily listening to Alice as she sang. Her head was in Hinata's lap and her feet on Kyoto's lap. That was great, Alice-chan. We know how to sing it in English, do you? Hinata asked the young girl, who nodded her head. Let's sing it in English then, Kyoto chirped. The trio began to sing as Saya arrived. Would you mind if I join you? Saya asked in a nervous voice. The more the merrier, Alice shouted. Soon after, they all started to sing. How about I teach you my version of that song? Shoot, shoot, shoot your gun, kill all of them now. Bang, 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 bang. Kota began to sing, when he was hit in the head. What the hell are you doing, fat ass? You can't teach her those kinds of things, she's too young. Saya screamed at Kota, who began to pale. Well, look at the time, it's my turn to watch. Kota shouted awkwardly as he climbed the ladder and opened the hatch to escape while Alice just sweat dropped at Kota's actions. Alice looked inside and saw that everyone was still asleep except Blondonizen, who had both hands around Siko as she slept in his lap, drool coming out of her mouth. She observed that he was only friendly towards Kyoto, Siko, Hinata, Shizuka, since they all had a thing for him, and Misuzu. The others seemed too scared of him, and she wondered why, because she knew he was a nice guy since he treated her like they were related, and he always had a smile on his face when he talked to her. Takashi Onizen had two girls sleeping on him, Rei on the right shoulder while Misuzu was on his left. Naruto, are you sure you still want to rescue this friend of yours again? Shizuka asked loudly. Rei was the first to hear Shizuka, letting out a yawn when she saw Misuzu on Takashi's other hands. Why are you asking? Naruto asked. Because there are a lot of them in that area. Shizuka replied, seeing lots of them in the area. It doesn't matter. We have to pass through that area to get to Tsunade's lab. Hinata replied. Who is this friend of yours again? Kyoto asked. Her name is Keiji, and I met her a year ago. Naruto explained as Siko started to wake up. Good morning, beautiful. He grinned, making a blush appear on Siko's face. Get off, Takashi, you whore! Rei shouted, noticing Misuzu. Who are you calling a whore, you bitch? Misuzu shot back. Shut up, both of you, and stop using indecent language in front of Alice. Naruto growled as he glared at both of them, making them flinch. My house is in this area and I wonder if Naruto-san will allow me to visit them. Saya thought. Then she remembered how much of a bitch she was to him. I wouldn't blame him if he said no. Naruto-kun, I think we're going to need the launcher again. Shizuka shouted all of a sudden. What's going on? Naruto called back, already rushing to the front to see. Oh god, they're blocking the bridge. Shizuka, the launcher will destroy the bridge we need to get across. Hinata informed her. Then what are we going to do? Shizuka questioned, panicking. We have to run them over. Naruto said, shocking everybody. But Naruto-kun, the tankbulance could turn over. Siko exclaimed. There is only a 1% chance of your plan working. Saya stated. At least it is not 0%, now floor it. Naruto ordered Shizuka, who went faster towards the zombies. She hit the first group, but when it reached the second, the tankbulance turned over and fell off the bridge. Aha! They screamed as the tankbulance fell off the bridge, sending them into open air. Cut. Chapter 6 Memories of Friendship and Hate. 1 year ago. Naruto was walking in the park. He had just finished train and decided to come to the park to relax and enjoy the scenery. Hey at him Badasai as he points at Naruto who walked past them. Not this again, Naruto sigh as he continues to walk when 6 boys runs past him and block his way. Stop right there Badasai, the boys shouted as Naruto turned back only to see that there was 7 more boys behind him. Naruto sigh again, would you boys be so kind and let me pass? Not on your life, you uncle murderer, a boy shouted as he charges at Naruto only for Naruto sidestep and deliver a powerful punch to the boy's face that sends him crashing to the ground. Get him, they roared as they attacked Naruto. Shit, I should have brought my sword with me, Naruto thought as he ducked under a punch and gave back one of his own. A woman with as long, light purple hair and eyes of matching color was walking in the park. She had another argument with her husband. He was using his political influence to make Naruto's life a living hell and she could not stand it anymore, and so here she was trying to clear her mind. Die Badasai, a muscular teen shouted as she watched him charge at the blonde-haired boy who dodges his punch and gave him a spin kick which knocks out several of his teeth. Then he punches the other one. The boys started to drop like flies around him. Watch out, she shouted as one of the boys delivered a punch to Naruto's face that sends him crashing to the ground. The 5 remaining boys began to beat the crap out of him. Hey, leave him alone, the woman shouted as she runs over. Mind your own business, bitch, as they continued to beat Naruto, not seeing the tick appeared on her forehead. I will show you who's a bitch. She delivers a powerful kick to one of them crotch. Eep, as he fell to the ground. You are going to pay for that. He throws a punch at the women who caught and twisted it before a loud snap was heard. Followed but a punch to the face. Got you, a boy shouted as he grabs her from behind as the others walk up to her. She delivers a double kick to the boy in front of her as they fell backwards. Think again. She delivers some back elbows to the boy, forcing him to let go of her. Don't ever touch a woman without her permission again, as she get up and delivers a swift kick to the balls. The boy shirk. Now what did you call me again? The woman asked the boy who had called her a bitch. I called you a bi. He received a punch to the stomach as he fell to his knees. Then he grabs him by his head and smashed it against the park bench. That will teach you to have manners to a woman. She spits on him and took out a blue handkerchief and wiped off her hand. She walks over to the down man and instantly realizes who he was. So this is the boy no man who cuts off my team of a husband hand. I should give him a kiss for knock down that team's echo. Then she quickly added in excitement. He's pretty hot, I might give him more. Bad Yuriko, you are too old for him. But you have the body of a 20-year-old. A red angel appeared on her right shoulder. And beside, we know you don't love your husband. Another red angel appeared on her left shoulder. Hey, where is the white angel? She asked. I decided to wear red today, the one on her right shoulder responded as Yuriko's sweat dropped. But he's a kid, Yuriko said. Look at those muscles, the one on the left points at Naruto. Yeah, just take off his shirt, the on the right, as Yuriko pulls Naruto's shirt button, revealing his well-chiseled chest like he was chiseled out of stone. Does that look like a boy to you? Well, not but. Just shut up and go after him, the angel interrupted her. How do you know that? A blushing Yuriko stuttered. I'm an angel, I have my ways, as they both vanish. Naruto groggily got up and unsteadily tried to stand on his feet. Without thinking, Yuriko appeared before him, helped the disoriented man upright so he wouldn't fall on the floor. Naruto sensed someone beside him and thought it was one of boys that attacked and was about to punch them when suddenly blue eyes meet light purple orbs of a purple head and perhaps the one of the most beautiful women who Naruto has ever seen. Then he looked at his half-nakedness and blushed, which Yuriko thought was cute. Who are you? Yuriko asked, scowling. Oh my, is that the way to address someone who has saved your life? Yuriko replied impish. Naruto blinked at the girl and looked at her in astonishment. Flashes of the last few minutes raced through his mind and he quite distinctly remembered hearing somebody shouted at the boys. Thanks for the assist, but I did not need your help. I need no one helps, Naruto shouted. Look around to see the condition of the boys around him. Damn, did she do that for me? I guess I should have let them kill you, Yuriko replied impish as she got up. Wait, I'm sorry, it's just that almost everybody in the city wants to kill me and I don't know why, so I have a hard time trusting people, Naruto told her as he grabs her hand. He doesn't remember what he did 3 years ago, Yuriko thought as she looked into his eyes to see if he was lying. What do you mean by that? The only thing I know is what the people tell me, Naruto informed her. They say I'm a manslayer. You are not a manslayer, Naruto shouted before she quickly covers up her mouth. How did you know my name? Naruto asked suspiciously. Because I saw a team by the name Soichiro Takagi passing out flyer with your pictures on it and tell the people that you are a manslayer, but I didn't believe him. I know that name, he was the team who tried to get me kicked out of school, Naruto said. My name is Keiji, by the way, Yuriko told him. Naruto let her go and tried to shake the cobwebs that gripped his mind. He underestimated himself and nearly fell on his face. Instead, he found himself in the dark as his face landed on something soft and fluffy. He could smell a pleasant fragrance and wondered what the hell was going on. Naruto then put his palm forward and felt warm, spongy material and heard the unmistaken feminine moan of pleasure. The manslayer looked up and found his hand on one of the woman's breasts, and the woman looked at him in amusement as she blushed. Realizing his mistake, Naruto let go immediately. Gah! I'm so sorry, Keiji-san. Naruto screamed, blushing. I didn't mean to do that. Yuriko looked at him and giggled. He looked so cute when he was embarrassed. It's okay, no harm done. Yuriko replied, smiling. Then deciding to tease him a little bit, she added rather seductively. I'm impressed with your boldness, Naruto-kun. We've only been introduced a moment ago, and know each other for a mere few minutes, and here you are trying to seduce me already. You're moving so fast for me, you bad boy. But lucky for you, I like aggressiveness in my men. Yuriko looked in amusement as Naruto turned a shade darker than a tomato, and that was how they're meeting. They would constantly meet each other in the park as they told each other things about each other. Naruto learned that she was a highly successful stockbroker on Wall Street until she was going home from an overseas vacation. She met her husband, which made Naruto frown, at a party. And the two got married the next day, which she does not remember saying yes to, or even the wedding and wedding night, but because of his political she had no choice but to stay with him. Since then she has been forced to use her financial talent to substantially increase the Takagi fortune. This pisses off Naruto. Flashback end. At least it is not 0% now, florid, Naruto replied as Shizuka went faster at the zombies and hit the first group, but when it reached the second group the tankbulance turns over and fell off the bridge. They scream as they fall off the bridge. Damn it, Naruto, I told you, Saya shouted as she hangs on to Kyoto. Naruto, I going to kill you, Kyoto, as she held on to Hinata, who was sitting there with a calm look on her face, who had a screaming Alice in his hand. I too young to die, Kota screams like a little girl. Naruto, I love, Siko shouted as she hanged on to Naruto for dear life. Takashi-kun, help me, Ray screeched in his ear as her hands wrapped around his head. What the hell you want me to do? Takashi yelled as he hangs on to Misuzu, who hangs on to the seat. Yahoo! Shizuka screams in excitement. Now Shizuka-chan, Naruto tells her. And it was getting so good a pout appeared on her face as she pressed the yellow button on the steering wheel. Iron plates covered the windows and the doors, sealing all exits, then they fell into the water. A bag inflates on top of the turbulence which raised it to the surface of the water. Wow, that was fun, Hinata said as she tries to calm down the crying girl. It's okay, honey, we are safe now. So you love me? Naruto teases her as a blush appeared on her face. Shut up, Siko punches him on the shoulder as her face got redder than a ripe tomato. Where did that water coming from, fat ass? Saya shouted as a blush appeared on his face, then she saw the wet mark on his pants. You nasty team, and you call yourself a man? Rei, who was standing near him, quickly stepped away. Kotoku-in, why don't you go to the roof and change? Kyoto tells him as an embarrassed Koto was on the roof by the time she finished speak. Ouch, what the hell, Kyoto Naruto, as he rubs the back of his head. That was for not warning us. Kyoto glares at him, then Shizuka, who had a smile on her face. Hey, get off, Takashi, you bitch, Rei shouted. He the one on top of me, you slut, Misuzu shouted back as she pushed Takashi off her. Sorry, Misuzu, a red-faced Takashi stuttered. Unknown location. A light-skinned woman of average height with brown eyes and straight, blonde hair which reached her waist with shoulder-length bangs framing both sides of her face and a rhombus mark on her forehead. She is wearing a white lab coat with a red blouse is quite low, revealing her sizable cleavage. Jacob. She is wearing open-toed, strappy black sandals with high heels and red polish on both her fingernails and toenails. Damn it, I was so close as the zombie on the table dies. But Tsunade-san, that was our goal, a doctor said. Our job is to save lives, not take it. Now get out of here if you think otherwise, the woman now known as Tsunade shouted, which scared the man. Get out of my sight as the man ran out. Tsunade-sensei, he was one of the best doctors that we have, a female doctor of below average height. She has long, white hair which curls slightly at the ends, with two bangs framing her face and reaching down to her chest. She has large blue eyes and a curvy, voluptuous body, with large breasts. She is wearing a similar white coat to Tsunade but with a blue blouse underneath it. She is wearing high-heeled shoes that match her blouse, and accessorizes with a small chain necklace with a blue oval gem attached to it, and a bracelet made of white flowers circling her right wrist. Mira, he could be the greatest medic in the world, but if he don't know the number one rule that all doctors should live, then I don't want him, Tsunade replied as the female doctor nodded her head. That is why I like working with you, sensei. You believe that a doctor always save lives, not take them, the Mira-Jane said. I wonder if Naruto-kun is safe. Naruto-kun, I hope you are alright, Tsunade thought with a worried look on her face. I miss you, as she went back to work. Bring in the next test subject. With Naruto and the others. Naruto-kun, are we still on course to your friend's place? Shizuka asked as they were on land again. Yes, you are, Naruto replied. His head was on Hinata's lap. Takagi, isn't your house around here? Takashi asked, Saya, who just nodded to confirm the information. Then your house is the closet from here, so we should go there. From the roof with Rei, Takashi and Siko on the roof too. I don't know, it is up to Naruto-san because my father doesn't like him, and I don't want my father to attack him, Saya replied as she looks at Naruto. I could drop you off and anybody else who wants to leave, Naruto replied. Thank you, Naruto-san, Saya said. Alice was now playing with. Hinata leans down and kisses him on Naruto's cheek. That was so sweet of you. Whatever, I just wanted to get rid of the extra baggage, Naruto replied as he closes his eyes. Hey Takashi-kun, have you guys noticed we haven't seen any of them since Reach Land? Rei spoke out loud as she brushed a loose piece of hair behind her ear. You are right, I was about to ask the same question, Takashi replied. Get away from me, piss up boy, Sei shouted as she pushes Koto away from her. Hinata-chan, do you know this friend that Naruto is talking about? Kyoto whispered into Hinata's ears. Sorry Kyoto-chan, but we are in the same boat, Hinata replied. After driving for a couple of minutes, things seemed to be under control, until Rei spotted a small group of zombies beginning to come from out of nowhere. Oh shit, they are everywhere, Takashi screamed as Shizuka Plow thought a line of them as their blood got on the window. Stop the tankbulance! Rei yelled out as Shizuka steps on the brake as the tankbulance skid along the road because the wheels were covered in blood. Misuzu grabbed onto Alice's head and hugged her tight as the tankbulance came to a sudden stop, and her head hit on the side of the tankbulance, knocking her out. Naruto fell to the ground with Hinata on top of him. Kyoto hit her head on the seat as she falls on top of Saya. It sends Rei and Siko flying off the top. Both was sent in different direction as they landed on the ground hard and rolls out of reach as they screams out in pain. Ah, my head, is everybody alright? Naruto asked as Hinata got off him. Kyoto-sensei is out cold, Saya said as she puts the teacher to sit up. Misuzu-chan, wake up, Alice shouted. It seems like Misuzu is out cold too, Naruto said as he looks around and saw Kota on the ground getting up. Siko-chan. There she is, Shizuka pointed to Siko was trying to get up as Naruto looks through the window to see a couple of zombies slowly making their way towards her and Rei. Shizuka, let's go and pick them up, Naruto ordered as she tries to start the tankbulance but it wasn't starting. What is going on? I don't know, but it won't start, Shizuka replied. Shit! Naruto shouted as he grabs his sword and runs towards Siko. Ray Takashi shouted at the same time as he jumps off the tankbulance before he shooting his gun, but ended up missing the zombie's head and ending up scraping its shoulder. The noise of the gun caught the attention of every zombie in the area. What the hell? I aimed at its head. Takashi yelled as he pumped the empty shell out and reloaded another. The recoil will make the barrel aim higher than where you point it. Pay attention to the recoil, lean into it and aim for its chest. Koda said as he began to climb out of the roof and used the sniper rifle to take some zombies out. Takashi, taking his advice, managed to take 2 zombies' head off with one shot. Takashi! Hurry and get Miyamoto-san. I'll cover you, so hurry up. Koda said as he starts shooting down some more. Don't you dare touch her, Naruto roared as he slams his sword in the zombie that was about to touch Siko before slamming his sword into another one's head. Siko-chan, are you okay? On my head, what happened? Siko asked as Naruto helps her up. No time to talk, just stand behind me, Naruto said as she started taking zombies down one after the other. Takashi had finally reached Ray and used her breast to prevent the recoil from the gun as he took out several zombies, but they keep on coming. On top, Koda was looking down his sight as noticed that more zombies were coming from the same way they came from. Guys! More heading our way! Koda screamed. We need to get out of here. Don't be stupid, fat ass, we have 2 people knocked out cold in the tankbulance which is not working, we are screwed. Saya said to Koda. She right, and we can't carry them and protect ourselves at the same time, but we have to try, Hinata replied as she picks up Kyoto and Shizuka picks up Misuzu. Damn, we are not going to make it at this rate, Naruto thought as a weak Siko clinged to his back as he took out the zombies in front of them. Naruto-kun, they are surrounding us, Siko said in a weak voice as she reached for her sword. But don't worry, Naruto-kun, I always have our back. Shit, I'm out of ammo, Takashi shouted as the zombies are walking towards them. Takashi-kun, I don't want to die, Ray shouted with tears in her eyes. I'm not going to let you die. Takashi got up and started using the guy as a baseball bat. Shizuka was near tears with Misuzu in her hands. Tsuchan, I guess I'm not going to see you again. I have failed you, Kushina-chan, Tsunade-chan, and you, Naruto-kun, Hinata thought as the zombies got closer and closer. Alice, I want you to go over to the wire and run. Koda said in a calm voice as he held Alice in his hands. Alice just looked confused about what Koda was asking her. What about you and everyone else? Alice said to Koda, who tried his best not to cry in front of Alice. Don't worry about us, we'll be right behind you. Koda tried to explain to Alice, but she knew what he was trying to do. You're lying, No. 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 No, I'm staying right here. I'm not leaving you, anyone. Alice shouted with tears in her eyes. Siko, when I gave you the signal, I want you to run over to the other and get them across the wire, Naruto said as he cuts down 2 more zombies. Are you crazy? There is no way I'm leaving you here alone, Siko shouted as he cuts off one of the zombies' head. You made a promise, and you are going to fulfill it, trying to reason with the blonde who just frowned. I know, but Naruto tried to say. No, but I'm staying with you to the end if I have to, whether you like it or not. Siko let the bangs from her hair cover her eyes, making sure nobody was going to see her cry. It wasn't like her. Shit, I'm sorry, Siko-chan, don't cry, Naruto said as he lifts her bangs and wipe away her tears with his hands. I know I asking you a lot, but I'm only looking out for you, Hinata, Kyoto, Alice, and the others. Then I only looking out for you, Siko replied as she lifts her head. Fine, you can help me, Naruto replied as he took out some fireworks from his pouch. As Siko looks at him, what I found it in Tsunade-chan's house. What I did say a thing, Siko replied. Guys are going to distract the zombies while you run for the fence. Naruto shouted. No, Naruto-kun, we are not leaving you, Hinata and Shizuka shouted. You have no choice, Naruto shouted again as he handed Siko the lighter. Boom. The fireworks went off, attracting all the zombies towards them as Naruto and Siko runs off. Naruto! Hinata and Shizuka shouted. Hinata-sensei, we have to go now. Saya climbed down from the tankbulance with the help of Takashi and Koda. The group was down 2 members with 2 knocked out with no place to go. Saya shook her head, refusing to show her tears. She looked up when she heard a bunch of heavy footsteps. Saya saw a group of 4 who were dressed up as firemen in full gear. The person who was presumed to be the leader of that group stepped forward and took off her helmet. What on earth just happened here? The person who was now revealed to be a woman with long purple hair with purple eyes asked the group. Saya looked stunned to see the women in front of her. The only thing she could do was let a small droplet of a tear form in her eyes before she rushed forward and hugged the women in front of her, all while saying Ka-san, leaving everyone stunned at the scene. Saya-chan, I am glad you are alright? Saya's mother asked her daughter, who was still frantic about what happened a little while ago and hugging her tightly. With Naruto and Siko on the staircase. I wonder who those people are, Siko said as she saw the people in the firefighting suit. It can't be a shock, Naruto said as he saw the other purple-haired beauty hugging Saya. Naruto, couldn't meet me at my house, a voice shouted as Naruto looks up to see her looking at him as Naruto waved at her. Let's go, Siko-chan. Naruto runs off as Siko follows him with the others. So you are Keiji-chan, then you and I need to talk, Hinata said in an emotionless voice. Oh shit, I'm so dead, Yuriko thought. Later. Hey, look at that sandbar. Why don't we go over there for some rest, Naruto said as he points to sandbar in the middle of the water. Are you sure we will be safe over there? Siko asked as she wraps her hands tighter around Naruto's waist. I don't think the zombies can swim, Naruto replied with a smile on his face as Siko was playing with his abs. Then let's go, Siko replied as she continues to play with Naruto's abs. Naruto drove the buggy over a river and halfway across the body of water. He managed to soak Siko in the process when a particularly strong wave sloshed over the back of the vehicle. Her black lacy bra was visible through her white school uniform shirt. Sorry, Siko-chan, Naruto said with a smirk on his face. Yeah, right, you did that on purpose just because you want to see my bra, Siko replied as she hits him playfully. You wanted me to see you as a girl, didn't you? He stared at her black bra. Shut you up, Siko stuttered, folding her arms over her chest to cover up. Concentrate on driving. You know you like it when I look at you. Naruto's smile got even bigger as he guides the water buggy to the sandbar in the middle of the river. This is perfect, Naruto said as he got off the bike. The noise of the buggy will attract them and the river would wash them away. Stop that, Naruto-kun, you'll waste the gas, Siko told him. You're no fun. Naruto turns off the engine with a pout on his face. This is your fault, Siko shouted as she started to shiver on the sandbar. Come, Siko-chan, it was an accident, Naruto replied as he started to laugh at Siko throws sand at him. Hey. As he throws it back at her. Eep, Siko shirk. Did you just ep a while ago? Naruto laughs when suddenly a sword was at his throat. This never happened, Siko said coldly as Naruto kisses her on her nose as a blush appears on her face as she puts down the sword. I mean it, Naruto-kun. I won't tell anybody, Naruto said as he took off his uniform shirt. What are you doing? Siko stuttered as she saw Naruto expose abs. I'm giving you my shirt. You are shivering. He handed it to Siko. Beside, you need it until your shirt and bra dry out. As he turns his back to her. Thank you, Naruto-kun, but what about you? Siko asked as turn her back to and put the shirt on. I'll be fine until your bra dries. Beside, I have you to keep me warm, Naruto replied as he turns around, hugs her from behind. Naruto-kun, Siko moaned as a blush appeared on her face, then she relaxed into Naruto's strong arm. You look good in my shirt, he said with a smirk. Siko blushes even harder as they sit down with her in his lap as she's staring out towards the mainland. I'm sorry for all the trouble I caused you, Naruto-kun, Siko said as she leans back on Naruto's shoulder. I already told you that I forgive a long time ago. Flashback 3 years ago. Naruto was leaving school. It was one of the worst days of his life. The teacher expected Kyoto was harder on him today. He would get detention for answer question wrong, sneezing and yawning in class. He got one for breathing too hard, but the new principal took care of them. Today was the anniversary of the day that Naruto killed all those men. Stop right there, Batasei, a girl voice shouted out. Naruto turns around to see a very pretty purple-haired girl holding a bakken in her hand for the last time. That's not my name, as he walk off only to be stopped by the students. What's wrong with you guys? You are going to get what you deserve, Batasei. It her the new kendo champion. I heard she's a prodigy of the Busujima clan. Busujima Siko is here to make you pay for what you did to my father, Siko said in an emotionless voice. I don't even know your father, Naruto quickly replied as the girl charges at him. She's so brave. Kill him, Busujima-senpai. I should have done that. I don't want to fight, Naruto shouted as he tries to dodge only to receive a bakken to the stomach as he fell to his knee and cough up blood. Hey, he not that tough. I could kick his ass. Draw you sword and fight me, you team, Siko shouted. I won't fight you, Naruto said as he got up only to receive a bakken to the face. Then you team defense yourself, Siko shouted. Why was I sacred of this guy? I going to kick his ass afterwards. Defend yourself or die, Siko as she glares at him. You're going to pay for what you done to my father. For the last time, I don't know your father, Naruto replied in an emotionless voice. Stop lying to my face, Siko growled as she charged, her bakken colliding with Naruto's Sakabato, reverse blade sword. They held, using their strength to push each other away. Siko withdrew her bakken, before twirling her bakken and colliding again with Naruto's weapon. Naruto frowned. You are a good swordswoman, but you must never fight with should hate, or you will make lots of mistake. You know nothing, Siko roared as Naruto uses his superior strength, raised Siko's bakken with his own, then pushes her off with great force. Siko flew through the air, back flipping and landing like a cat on the ground. She didn't have time to recover as Naruto came at her swiftly with the sword. Siko dodged Naruto's precision slashes and stabs, parrying when she had the time to. Ducking under a swipe at her head as she continued to backpedal, she frowned. Damn, he's a lot better than me, Siko, sparing a glance around him. But I will make my father proud. The quick glance was picked up by Naruto, drawing forward and his slashing hits her in the abdomen. Kaiaoya Siko screams out in pain as fell to her knee and cough up blood. I think my ribs are broken. Then suddenly she receives the back of his halt to the face, which knocks her out. Who wants to be next? Naruto shouted as the students that were surround them ran away. I thought so. As he walks away. Naruto-kun, I know you are not going to be a doctor, but I want you to live by one of my codes: never leaves a person to die unless they truly deserve it, Tsunade said. Of course, Tsu-chan, Naruto replied. Good, now let's get back to training, Tsunade replied. Why is that coming back to me now? Naruto stops and looks around to see the unconscious Siko on the ground bleed out of her mouth. Damn it, as he turns back and walks up to her, then he picks her up. It seems like I have a bruised ribs. As he endures the pain, and he went to the nurse's office. The nurse's office. Mira, Naruto called out, but no one was there. Shit, now what? As he tries to think of something, then he tried the door, and it wasn't locked. Naruto went inside the room and laid her on the bed, and went to look for some stuff that he could use to help her. Naruto may not be a doctor, but he was trained by one to treat almost any fighting injuries. 2 hours later. Damn, I can't believe I left my Prada bag. A slim young woman around 24 years old came into the room to see a sleeping Naruto at the bedside of Siko, who hand bandage wraps around her midsection and on her face. What the hell happened? As she walks over and check on them. Where the hells were you, Mira? Naruto said, which scared the crap out of her. Damn it, Naruto, what did I tell you about using the Byakugan around me? Mira Jane shouted as puts her hands over her chest. You do realize that school over 3 hours ago, right? Whatever, Naruto replied. So what happened to her? Mira Jane pointed to the sleeping Siko. She got a fractured ribs and a bruised jaw, Naruto replied as the girl started to move. On my face, what happened? Siko asked as she get up. You attack me and I kick your ass, Naruto replied. You team, I'll kill you, Siko shouted, ready to attack Naruto when Mira stops her. Easy, young lady, or you only hurt yourself, Mira Jane shouted as she pushed her back down gentle and looks at her injuries. You did a very good job, Naruto, as she continues to inspect his job. Why did he help me when I tried to kill him? Siko thought as the nurse checked her out. Why did I save you? Naruto repeat as he looks at her. Because my sensei taught me that I should never leave anyone to die unless they really deserve it, but I don't think you deserve it, so I save you. As a blush appeared on her face. It seems like my father was wrong about you, Naruto-san, Siko thought as she watches Naruto leave. Naruto-kun, let me check you for any injuries since you were in a fight, Mira Jane said to him. I'm fine, I took a few painkillers earlier that can keep me until I reach home. And Tsunade looks at it, Naruto replied as a pout appeared on Mira Jane's face. What now? So you like Tsunade-sensei is better than me, Mira Jane said with face tears in her eyes. No, it's not that, Naruto tells her. Then what is it? Mira Jane asked. You have Siko-san to take care of, Naruto said as he left the room. I need to have a talk with father about this, Siko thought as she looks at Mira only to see nurse glaring at her. What the hell did Naruto ever do to you? Mira Jane shouted. I was told that he was the reason my father can't hold a sword anymore, Siko said as the nurse continues to glare at her. I bet it was your father who told you that. Siko held down her head. I see you only got half of the story. 3 months later. Did you came here to attack me again, Byasujima-san? Naruto asked without looking around. No, I came here to apologize and ask for your forgiveness, Siko said as she bows to him. Why should I forgive you? Naruto asked as he turns around to face her. I have thought about this for the past 3 months as I recover, and I realize that I never tried to hear your side of the story because I believe my father only to find out that he lied to me, Siko replied with her head still down when a hand lifts up her face. I will only forgive you if you promise to spar with me after school, Naruto said. It will be my honor, Naruto-san, Siko replied with a smile on her face. Flashback end. So how did you find out? Naruto asked. I heard him talk about it on the phone when he thought I was sleeping, Siko replied as a tear came down her eyes. Hey, I should apologize for hurting you like that, Naruto said as he rested his chin on her shoulder. Don't worry about it, I deserved it back then, Siko tell him as they stares at the scenery. Naruto-kun, what happened to nurse? She left soon after that. Tsunade offer her a job at the lab? Naruto replied. I see. Naruto, have you ever liked anyone? I mean, you're the hottest guy in our school, so I'm sure there was someone. Yes, and she had long purple hair, Naruto replied as a soft smile crossed Siko's lips. Then she realized that the women they saw in the firefighter clothes had long purple hair too. She wanted to ask if it was her, but she chickened out. Instead, she grabs his arm and wrapped it tighter around her waist. I'm still cold, she said. Why don't you rest? I'll stay on guard, Naruto offered. I will wake you when we are ready. Siko hummed, before closing her eyes and relaxing into him fully. You're even more beautiful when you are sleeping, Naruto said, not realizing that she was still awake. Oh my god, Naruto couldn't think I beautiful as his face got red. Hours later. Siko-chan, it's time to wake up, Naruto said in a sweet voice. 10 more minutes, Siko replied. Sorry, but the tide is coming in, Naruto replied as she got up and rubbed her eyes and wiped that cute drool off your face. There was no drool on my face, Siko replied in a sweet voice which scared Naruto. What drool? Naruto said quickly. Siko put her original clothes back on. Then Naruto and Siko went back to shore, but the zombies were just as thick as they were before. Should we need a place to stay before it gets dark? Naruto said as Siko was killing zombies from left to right. Yeah, but with so much of them around, I don't know if we will, Siko replied as she sheathed her swords. I got it, Naruto shouted as he drives the water buggy to a nearby gas station, and set it to go in circles using duct tape and some rope in the nearby pump and set the seat on fire. With every turn it got closer to the pump. Let's get out of here, the engine will draw lots of them here, Naruto said as they ran off, slaying the ones that are trying to eat them instead of going toward the gas station. Naruto and Siko was truly in their element. They make zombie killing looks like a dance as the zombies' parts was flying everywhere as they reach on the streets. I'll check around the corner, Naruto tell her. I will watch your back from here, Siko replied as Naruto runs off. You don't give up, do you? As they saw some more coming as she charges at them and decapitated zombie heads were sent flying in the air. Then she hesitated. Siko's sword lowered as she stood stunned as she sees a pair of children zombies. Naruto came back from around the corner to see Siko just standing there with her sword on the ground as the zombies got closer. What the hell is wrong with her? Then he saw a zombie running towards her at incredible speeds. He runs towards her, then the zombie dived towards her with his mouth open. I'm not going to make it, as he threw his swords. The sword went through the zombie's mouth as it opens it to bite her. Boom. The zombies in front of Siko heard the explosion and turned around and walked towards it. Naruto rushes to Siko's side, grabbed her hand, and pulled her along. Wait, my sword, as she picks up her sword as they run to a shelter immediately. Look, a shrine, he said as he points towards the vibrant red Shinto shrine. Cut. Saya was searching the whole house looking for her mother, but she could not find her when suddenly she passed the basement door when she heard some voice coming from the door that sounds like Hinata-sensei's voice as she opens the door quietly, and saw her mother and her headmaster. Out with it, bitch. What do you and your husband have planned for Naruto? Hinata shouted as she slammed Yuriko back against the wall and pointed her sword at the woman's neck. I would never do that to the man I fell in love with, and I already told you I'm not planning anything with that man, Yuriko replied. Oh my god, my mom is in love you, Naruto-kun, a shocked Saya thought. Like I would let you near him, Hinata thought. Like I would believe you when you knew your husband was planning to kill Kushina, and you said nothing to her or us, Hinata shouted as she points of the sword was touching Yuriko's throat. I did not know about, and if I did I would have told you guys. We were friends after all, Yuriko replied with tears in her eyes. A likely story, Hinata replied. I only found out when a member of Akatsuki called my phone and asked if the plan to kill Kushina was still on tonight, Yuriko said as she looks at Hinata, who was still glaring at her. I quickly called Kushina, but I didn't get any answer, so I called Tsunade and told her all about it. Tsunade did say she got a call that told her Kushina was in trouble, but she didn't tell me who told her, and I did ask her either, Hinata replied as she pulled her sword away. You said you fell in love with Naruto-kun, but does he know who your husband is? No, and I couldn't tell him, or he would want anything to do with me, Yuriko replied as she held her head down, but I will tell him as soon as he gets back, and I hope he will forgive me. With Naruto and Siko. This is a perfect place to stay for the night because the shrine is on a hill, which means we don't have to worry about them hearing us, Naruto thought as he looked at Siko. Back on the sandbar, you asked if I ever liked someone, Siko said. There was someone I met years ago, but I didn't tell him because my father hated him. She took a deep breath. But before I tell you anything more, I need you to know something about me. 4 years ago I beat the living hell out of a guy and I enjoyed hurting that man. She looked down, her hair falling in a curtain and shadowing her face. A sick monster that enjoys inflicting pain on others doesn't deserve to be happy. Siko. Stop talking foolishness, Naruto whispered loudly, reaching out and grasping her hands. I'm no better than you. In fact, I'm worse because I can't control it. No, you are not. You are the nicest guy I have ever met, Siko quickly replied. I wish you were right, Siko-chan, Naruto thought, not releasing her hands. I feel like I'm the monster who doesn't deserve a compassionate, loving and a beautiful woman like you. He squeezed her hands and then released them. He leaned back on his elbows. Enough about that and tell me, do I know this boy that you liked? A blush rose to Siko's cheeks and she looked away in embarrassment. You know him well. He goes to our school and he took care of me even after I tried to hurt him. Yeah? Sounds really nice guy, Naruto said with a grin. So why haven't you tell him as yet? She turned her head away from him, focusing on the ground in front of her. I'm scared. Siko looked back at him with something like fear in her eyes. Siko-chan, whatever you say, whatever you've done, it won't change the admiration and respect I have for you, Naruto said as he went over to her and rubbed her shoulders comfortingly with both his hands because I have done worse. Siko took a deep breath and nodded. Naruto went back to his original spot across from her. After a while, she turned her face in his direction, looked him in the eye and said, "If you don't mind, I just want to talk about it," in a soft, clear voice. Naruto smiled at her and held her gaze. Siko gathered her thoughts and began. "I've been dodging it for a while now. Somehow, I feel like I'll feel better getting it off my chest. It was late at night 4 years ago. I just finished at the dojo my father taught at, and he'd left me there to finish up some work and told me he would be back soon." Flashback. It was dark, and the only light was from the moon and a few street lamps. Siko was walking home with her bakken, which was concealed. "Damn, I can't believe father forgot me again," as she passes an alley on the main street when she saw him. He wasn't partially tall or looked strong, but he was bigger than her. "Hey baby, why don't step into my office and have some fun?" the man said as he points to the dark alley. "Not interested," Siko replied as she continues to walk. "Bitch, I'm not asking, I'm demanding." He grabbed her and pushes her against the wall. "Damn girl, I love your body," as his hand went everywhere on her body. He groped at her chest and pinching her butt. "Just a little bit more, and then I will break every bone in your body," Siko thought with an evil smile on her face as the man's hand began to journal down toward her crotch now. She slammed her elbow into his chest, allowing his grasp to weaken enough for her to escape. Then with lightning speed she pulled out her bakken and sick snap was heard and the man was sent crashing to the ground. "Arg!" The man screams out as blood spilled from his face. His jaw was broken in several places. "Since you touched me, I think it's fair that I touch you too," Siko said with bloodthirsty grin on her face as she smashed the bakken on the man's hand, who could not scream out because his jaw was broken. "Oh yes, I like it rough," as she broke his other hand. "Oh yes, baby," Siko moans as he broken his right leg. "I'm so glad you are the first man I ever touched," as she broken the other leg. Flashback end. Now, Siko's eyes had taken on a manic glint and her face contorted into something that would send chill to any normal man's bone. Expects Naruto. The feeling of control I had over him, that feeling of power, of having his life in my hands, I loved it. It was exhilarating. Eventually someone passed by and saw what was going on and called the police. When the police arrived, he was bloody and was barely breathing. It took 3 officers to take me off him. Then they took me to a police station, but let me go, because he had clearly tried to molest me and my dad was a member of the Akatsuki. They put my treatment of him, of beating him almost to death, down to a hysterical reaction to what he tried to do to me. No one knew about what I felt, the joy I took in beating that man. Then, she paused for a bit. Her face returned to normal. She looked at the ground, and went on after a while. "I controlled my aggression well enough, but it always stayed with me. That's why I think I don't deserve something as pure and unselfish as love. How can a monster like me ever be loved or love someone? Who'll even look at me if they knew what I was?" "Siko-chan, don't ever call yourself a monster," Naruto replied as he put his hands on her cheek. "And I'm still look at you say way I did before I heard your story, and I have to say I really like the sadist side of you," as a blush appeared on her face. "Why you do?" a red-faced Siko asked. "Of course I do," Naruto replied as Siko tackles him to the ground. "Naruto, it's you are the boy who I fell in love with," Siko shouted and was about to kiss him, but he stopped her by putting his fingers on her lips. "I see you don't like me that way," as she gets off him. "Siko-chan, wait, it's not like that," Naruto replied. "Then what is it?" Siko replied with tears in her eyes. "It about my past. I won't go into a relationship if somebody don't know or accept the real me," Naruto said. Flashback 4 years ago. "Mom, don't leave me," Naruto said. "Don't worry, Naruto-chan, I will protect you," Kushina said as she picked up her katana. "Just stay here until my friends arrive," as she exited Naruto's room. Naruto could hear the scream of the intruder. "Wow, Mom is really in the grove," Naruto said as he heard. "It's the Red Death," a man screams. "Die, you red hair, bye." Then suddenly Naruto heard his mother screams. "Mom!" Naruto shouted as she grabs his katana and rushes out of the room only to see his mother with a katana through her chest. "Cough, damn it, Minato, the kid is here. I thought you said he was at the Hyuga whore's house," a masked man shouted, who was on his knees as a medic pulled out a dagger out of his chest and began to treat the wound. "Damn it, Jiraiya, why did you call my name?" the man known as Minato replied, who had a medic trying to stop the bleeding stomp he called a right hand. "Mom!" Naruto screams with tears in her eyes as he runs over his mother as the Jiraiya, Minato, and the other masked men jumps back. "Be brave, my very handsome son," Kushina said, put her hands on his cheek and wiped the tears off her cheek. She then looks around at the two. "Remember that I will always love you, Naruto-kun. Now kill them all," in her final breath when something snapped inside of Naruto, and he held his head down. "Yes, the bitch is dead," Soichiro shouted. "Foo fuff uf fuff foo," Naruto laughs hysterically as he picks up his sheathed sword. "Cough, damn, we have to get out of here," coughed Jiraiya shouted with fear in his eyes as he coughed up blood. "Dad, you okay, and what is going on with Naruto, Dad?" Minato asked as he tries to run over to his father, but the medic stopped him. I'm fine, and this always cough happened to Naruto's great-great-grandfather cough when he fights Jiraiya, said as he began to take a step back. But he could control it. You mean the legendary sword man Rurouni Kenshin, Minato said as he too began to take a step back. You mean the stage he goes in which double all his stills and senses, as Jiraiya nodded his head. Minato-sama, we should retreat because a lot of the men died today and the rest are either injured or tied, including yourself, and Jiraiya-sama, a man said, only to be cut in half. I hate cowards, Minato said. Then he looked at the other. Does anybody else agree with him? They shook their heads. I'm going to kill you all, fuff fuff fu, Naruto shouted with a maniacal smile on his face. Got you, a large man with long red hair and purple markings on his cheeks. He is wearing a samurai-like outfit which entails a black suit completed with armor that has the kanji for food, shoku, on it. He is also wearing a rope belt, handguards, and instead of a forehead protector a hachimaki tied around his head, said as his large arms wrapped around Naruto. No, Choza, Minato and Jiraiya, but they were too late as they saw Naruto slam the hilt of the sheathed sword into the big man's stomach, which sends him to his knees, and before anybody could react Naruto unsheathed his black sword and cut Choza in half vertically. Choza, Shikaku, and Inoichi shouted as they rushed over towards their friend. Guys, don't, Minato shouted, but they weren't listen. You are going to pay Inoichi, a guy who has long blonde hair that reaches into his back with blue-green eyes and strong facial features, which included a well-defined jawline, shouted as he swings his sword at Naruto's head, who ducks the attack and pushes his sword into the man's heart. Died, you monster, Shikaku, a guy who has dark hair which is tied up into a spiky ponytail, dark eyes and a goatee. He had 2 scars on the right side of his face and piercing on his face as he swings down his sword at Naruto, who rolls out of the way. Yes, make me feel alive, Naruto said with a smile on his face as he attacks Shikaku, who also attack. Ryu Sosen, Dragon Nest Flash, as Naruto delivers a massive flurry of strikes at sheer speed, cutting Shikaku to pieces. Oh shit, he took out 3 of the best swordsmen like they were just beginner, a masked swordsman said as he took a step back. We need to knock him out in order to stop him, Jiraiya said to Minato, then we can brainwash him into thinking the Akatsuki's way, with a smile on his face. Attack to disarm only, Minato shouted to his men. You heard the captain, Soichiro shouted as he and the men attacked Naruto. Fu fu fuff you fuff lambs for the slaughter, Naruto laughs hysterically again. Ryukensen Erasure, Dragon Coiling Flash, Storm. Arg! The men shouted. Minato, do you think they can disarm your son, Master Busujima asked his friend. With all the training my wife and I gave him, I would say they don't stand a chance in hell, Minato replied in an emotionless face. Then why did you send the men to their death, Master Busujima asked as he adjusted his chain-mail gloves. To wear my son down, so I can capture his easily, just like we did to Kushina, Minato replied as he watched Naruto cutting down men after men with a smile on his face. Arg! Soichiro shouted as his right hand fell to the ground as blood went everywhere. Fu fu fuff fu, Naruto laughs as he licks the blood of the sword, tasted like chicken, as he laughs even louder as he swings his swords down only to be blocked by another sword. It seems like the plan is working, cough, Jiraiya said from behind Minato as he saw some cut marks on Naruto's face. What are you still doing here, Dad? I thought you went to take care of your wound, Minato asked. I'm need here since you and I are at half strength, Jiraiya replied as he coughs up some more blood. 2 half make a whole after all. Soichiro. Get out of here, I will hold him off, Master Busujima shouted as he uses his superior strength to push Naruto off. Got you now, he attacks Naruto at full speed, trying to deliver a few slashes. To his surprise, he was dodging his strikes with ease at his full speed. Minato was right, we are no match for him, but I can't give up as he charges at Naruto. Ryukensen, Dragon Coiling Flash, Naruto shouted as he sidesteps the forward-moving opponent with great speed and moves past them. Then suddenly he spins in a full circle, adding momentum and centrifugal force to the strength of the sword swing, which is aimed at Master Busujima's back. Master Busujima was able to spin around in time to block the attack, but the power of the attack was too strong for him as it sends him and his sword flying in opposite direction. Arg! Master Busujima screams out in pain as his back hit the wall. Shit, if only I didn't fight that bitch before, I would have been in this position. Ryutswizen, Dragon Hammer Flash, was heard from above him. Oh shit, Master Busujima thought as he got up and uses his hands to block the sword. Arg! He screams out in pain, all his fingers were broken. Fu fuff fuff fuff, say hello to Satan for me, Naruto replied as he swings down his sword to kill Master Busujima, only to receive a kick to the face by Minato that sends him skidding across the ground. Naruto, I'm you father, snap out of it, Minato shouted as he saw Naruto getting up. Fuff fuff fuff, Naruto laughs again as he attacks Minato, who blocked it with his sword. You murder! As Naruto pushes him off and made for a slash at Minato's neck, causing him to go wide-eyed before his instincts took over, allowing him to tilt his head back as he then flipped backwards. Rising Dragon, Jiraiya shouted as he threw a scroll into the air. Kunais, shurikens, samban, sickle. Almost every sort of weapon one could think that had sharp edges began raining down on Naruto. Naruto was about to attack Minato again when he began evasive maneuvers. Naruto jumped backwards to avoid several kunais embedding themselves on the ground. Stop trying to convince him because it won't work, Jiraiya shouted as he attacked Naruto. Damn, I'm slowing down. I really should have listened to Minato. What? Naruto asked, bewildered when he stumbled to the ground and noticed his right leg hadn't moved. Around his leg was several wire strings, wrapped around his leg and the kunai buried on the ground. He didn't dwell much on this as Jiraiya began unleashing another rain of weapons, this time against a stationary target. Naruto used his sword and started to deflect the incoming projectiles. Clang. Thump. Clang. Clang. Weapons clashed and fell to the ground with small thump sounds. Damn it, I'm all out of weapons, Jiraiya thought when suddenly Naruto was in front of him. Jiraiya didn't have time to recover as Naruto came at him swiftly with the sword, only for Minato to come to his rescue and block Naruto's sword. Dad, get out of here, I will handle him, the one-handed blonde said. I'm fine, Jiraiya replied as blood came out of his wound. Besides, you are not at full strength, so you need my help. Dad, I'll be. He receives a kick to the stomach that sends him skidding across the floor. Minato! Jiraiya shouted as he sees Naruto charging at the down Minato. Ryukensen Smuji, Dragon Coiling Flash, Whirl, Naruto shouted as he jumps into the air and started to spin like a torpedo towards Minato, who was slowly getting up. Damn, that really hurt, Minato said, only to look up to see a torpedo coming at him. Oh shit, when suddenly he was pushed outway by his father. Aie! Jiraiya screams out in pain as he got shredded to pieces. Father! Minato shouted as he attacks Naruto like a madman with precision slashes and stabs, parrying when he had the time to. Naruto ducks under a swipe at his head as he began to backpedal. Arg! Naruto screams out in pain as he receives several cut and scratches across his face. Minato continued with his barrage as Naruto did his best to block the attack. Two sword style Shibari, bull horns, Minato as he charges at Naruto with his sword held out like a bull's horns, but Naruto uses his sword to block the attached shit. If only I could use my other sword, as they pushes against each when suddenly the two swords were sent flying away from them. Fuff fuff fuff, Naruto laughs as Minato tackles him to the ground and delivers punches to his face. Die, you monster, Minato shouted when suddenly Naruto caught his hand and head-butted him as Minato fell to the ground. You team, you killed my mother, so I'm going to kill you, Naruto said with a smile on his face as he delivers some kicks to Minato's body and head. Naruto then walks towards his dead mother and picks up her katana. It is only fitting that I use my mother's sword to finish you, as he walked over to Minato, who was getting up. Cough, Minato cough up blood as he cut up when he screams out as Naruto cut off his hand. Rest in peace, Naruto said as he pushes the sword thought Minato's mouth before he walked towards his mother and fainted on top of her. Kushina! Naruto, a voice shouted as Tsunade and Hinata burst into the room only to see the massacre. Flashback end. Rei woke up in unfamiliar surroundings. Her head ached, and she felt sore. She tried to move, and immediately cried out in pain, pain which seemed to emanate from her back. A voice called out, "Oh good. You're awake. How do you feel, Miyamoto-chan?" It sounded familiar. Rei tried to place it, and it came to her in a bit. Nurse Shizuka. Yeah, Shizuka-sensei. My back and head hurts. Shizuka moved into her field of vision, looking down at her. I'm not surprised. You hit the fender pretty hard and fell onto the road. Yeah, that's the last thing I remember, Rei said as she looks around as if she was searching for somebody. Where is Takashi? Oh, I told him to watch over Misuzu, who woke up before you, so I could check on you, Shizuka replied as he checks on Rei. What? Rei shouted and tries to get up. Arg. She screams out in pain. Easy, Miyamoto-chan, or you will hurt yourself even more, Shizuka replied. Damn you, Takashi. Hisashi-kun would have never left my side, Rei thought as she calms down. Go get Takashi, I need to talk to him now. Sorry, but that will have wait on later because I have to run some tests on you, Shizuka replied as she ignored Rei's glare. Bitch, I knew you liked that boyfriend stealer more than me, Rei muttered under her breath. With Misuzu and Takashi. Do you need any help? Misuzu-chan, Takashi asked as he sees Misuzu struggling to get off the bed. I'm fine, Misuzu replied as finally came off the bed. Has Naruto-kun and Siko-chan come back as yet? No, they haven't come back as yet, Takashi replied as he saw the sad look in her eyes, but don't worry, Hinata-sensei said that Naruto can take care of himself. I'm glad, so is dinner ready, Misuzu said as she walked past him. It should by now, Takashi said as he see her head towards the door. Let me get that for you, Lady Misuzu, as he runs past her and opened the door. That you, Lord Takashi, he, she giggles as she went through the door. They arrive at the dining room to see a large table with lots of food on it, and everybody surrounding the table expects Rei and Shizuka. Where are Rei and Shizuka? Oh shit, Rei is going to kill me, I forgot to check on her, Takashi said as he runs off. Hey Misuzu, it's good to see you are finally awake, Hinata said, who is feeding Alice. Thanks, and thank you Yuriko-sama for saving our life, Takashi told me what you did after I was knocked out, Misuzu said with a bow. Don't mention and call me Yuriko, Yuriko replied with a smile. Then she went back to her conversation with Kyoto. Damn it, fat ass, you sick my stomach, Saya screeched as Koto was eating like a pig. With Naruto and Siko. Naruto-kun, you did not have a choice, they killed you, Mother Siko replied as she walks over to him and put her hands on his cheek. You were only defended yourself, and if it was for that ability you would have been killed. That ability is a curse that only my mother can activate and control, and now that she died I am afraid what will happen if that ever happened to me again, Naruto replied. Naruto-kun, I'm confused, I thought that only happened to you when you touch a real sword? Siko asked. My mother studied her great-grandfather's diary and found a way to activate the family curse. It could only be activated by somebody who loved you more than life itself, Naruto replied as Siko listened to him. When that person activates it, only she can deactivate it. Siko looked even more confused, so Naruto continued. It also stated that if that person dies the trigger will be placed on the instrument that he used to kill with. So the crews got transferred to the sword, Siko replied as Naruto nodded his head. Now that you know about my past, I won't take offense if you don't, to be when he was cut off by her fingers on his lips. Just like how you can accept my past, then I can accept your past, and I am going to prove it. Siko looked into Naruto's eyes, before kissing him. What if Godlike Naruto was strongest slayer in high school of death? And thanks for watching my video till the end. If you enjoyed this content, then do consider subscribing to my channel, and leave a like if you guys need the next part, comment down, and thanks for watching the video, and see you guys in the next video.